H&R Block in Versailles, Vera Cruz Restaurant, the Osage Beach Hy-Vee, Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales, American Sun Control, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, Jason Blankenship CPA, the Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie, the Bank of Versailles, the Shed Batting Cages, and Versailles Total Fitness. Thanks for listening to High School Basketball on KS-95.
Out in Moquaine, home of the South Callaway tournament. You know, name kind of fits considering what's going on. And home to tonight's matchup between the Eldon Mustangs and the new Bloomfield Wildcats. I'm Colton Taylor on the camera and commentary doing double duty tonight. We got Britt with us. Britt, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's very warm today. It made me a little happy seeing the sun and watching all the snow melt.
I'm not going to disagree with that. It's basketball weather, and it could be a good night for the Eldon Mustangs. They come off a tough loss in the semifinals of this tournament as they took on North Callaway in a game that, I mean, could have went either way. It came down to the wire, and Coach Caudell drew up the absolute perfect play to beat a 2-3 zone. And, I mean, we watched that ball go round and round inside the rim and pop back out. I mean, the Mustangs couldn't have got any closer.
Absolutely not. You know, they say if it's not your night, it's just not your night. It was not Eldon's night that night. I mean, these rims were unforgiving. We watched several of their shots just go around the rim and then just come right back out. But not only was it not their night this last night playing that last game, but we've seen several of their games go the same exact way. And, you know, that starts to wear on a player's mind. You know, you're thinking, oh, we're so close each of these times. I think it'd be really good for Eldon to get a win here and come off of a strong win. Maybe not so much a close, but like a strong, good win.
No, I completely agree. And the thing with those close games is it can do one of two things. It can either make you get your head down, or it can make you say, guys, we are absolutely right there. And I think that's how Coach Caudell views this team, and reasonably so. This is a good Mustang squad. Their record does not fully reflect where they're at on the season because, like you said, there have been a lot of down-to-the-wire games that could have went just a bucket or two different, and Eldon's record would be night and day difference. So it would be huge for the Mustangs to pick up a win here over New Bloomfield. But we'll talk more about it. We're in the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show, all part of our Martin Metal broadcast. And we'll talk more about the Mustangs schedule and what they're going to have to do right in this game to pick up another victory. And a reminder, this game is streaming live at MoSportsZone.com. Right now, we're on the MoSportsZone app if you'd like to watch. But we'll come back with more. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Since 1882, the Bank of Versailles has been locally owned and operated. Lending decisions are made right here in our community by people who understand real estate in the area. The Bank of Versailles is your local home and farm loan specialist, offering knowledgeable staff and competitive fixed rates that are hard to beat. The Bank of Versailles, building relationships with the people in our local community for 142 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Jason Blankenship, owner of Jason Blankenship CPA LLC. As the year quickly draws to a close, it's time to start thinking about tax planning strategies for your farm and business. We are happy to meet with you and help you see where things stand for the year. We can also give you advice on ways to spend money to help you grow your business, all while maximizing your tax savings. No matter what your tax, payroll, or accounting needs are, Jason Blankenship CPA LLC has got you covered. Celebrating 10 years of service to the Central Missouri area and looking forward to many more. Give us a call at 573-557-2417 or stop by and see us at 401 East North Street in Eldon.
Oi, Captain! The seas of the Ozarks are too rough! Me and the crew can't secure the screens and railings! She'll never be installed right! She ain't sturdy, Captain! Rest assured, you'll see calmer seas this winter. And have American Sun Control secure powder-coated railings and screens for shade, too. While the lake is calm this winter, let American Sun Control install your dock and deck screens and railings. Come in, call, and look them up online and Facebook. American Sun Control.
And we're back here in the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show, getting ready for this matchup between New Bloomfield and the Eldon Mustangs. So we were checking out some things, getting ready for this. New Bloomfield comes in with a record of 4-5. Their wins coming over Calvary Lutheran. They won at Vienna. They knocked off Tipton by a score of 55-42, and they defeated Sturgeon 46-42. Losses coming at the hands of California, at the hands of Marshall and Chamois. I mean, they lost to a pretty good California team. They lost that one by just shy of 30. Marshall beat them by 12. and Chamois beating them. Oh, excuse me. They also lost to South Callaway by 31 and lost to Russellville by just 7. And that's a good Russellville team at 9-4. These Eldon Mustangs, this is a season of what ifs early on. Not taking anything away from the skill, but it's what if one shot goes different. The Eldon Mustangs come in with a record of 2-5. But as you look down their list of games early in the season, this could very easily be not only a winning record, but a solid, 2-6 on the year. Losses to start the year at Mountain Grove, a 13-point loss. It was a close game. Eldon led the majority of that game going into the fourth. Mountain Grove got hot late, and that's what changed the game. Then we flip over to a loss to South Callaway. Semifinals, Tipton tournament, you lost 42-39. 3-point game, a couple bounces go the other way. You're playing in the championship of the Eldon tournament, whole different momentum builder. Then you go on a little further, another close loss at the hands of Buffalo. Wound up being an 11-point game, and frankly, Eldon just didn't shoot the rock well that night. And if we want to fast forward one more, down in Warsaw in overtime, where everyone got a foul that night. I somehow ended the game with 3 fouls, and they lose to Warsaw by 1 point. You flip just 2 or 3 of those losses, and suddenly this could be a 5-3 Mustang team or a 6-2 Mustang team, and their record looks night and day different, but it just shows the talent on this Mustang squad.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as a player, you think, well, this is our record. This is what our record could be. If our record could be this, that's going to fire me up personally even more to go out and get another win, or to show these teams that can say, oh, well, this Eldon team, well, they must not be very good. Their record shows this, this, and this. You want to show them wrong. You want to prove to even your fans or your coaches that you are better and that you're able to perform better.
Absolutely, and we've seen different evolutions of this Mustang team early on this season. For the first few games, it was the Britton Ahart show, which Britton is an exceptional athlete, 6'4", can shoot off the dribble, attacks the rim well. Well, as the season got going, suddenly we saw other faces stepping up. Cody Tam started to find his rhythm again. We really saw that in the last round of this, as Cody was the leading scorer through and through for this squad, crashes the glass well. Devin Hardy has started to find his shot a little bit more and more. And, of course, this Mustang team, just to add to it, lost their 6th man off the bench. He started a few games in Preston Sapp, may have been the best shooter on this squad. I mean, it's just been a rough go to start things, but the pieces are there. You can see that. You look at guys like Mason Deerking, who comes off the bench and gives you great minutes in the post. He's a big-bodied, solid player. You look at a player like Drew Hines, just a sophomore. Wait, is that? No, excuse me, not Drew Hines. I've got the wrong Hines here. I was thinking there's no way that he's a sophomore and 5'9". I can tell that looking out there. Pardon me, I'm actually talking about Kyle Hines, the 6'1 senior. He has played exceptionally well in the paint, plays great defense, and he can score the rock as well, especially in that mid-range. The pieces are there. You know what you're going to get from Britton. You know what you're going to get from Cody. Question is, who's going to be the 3rd and 4th option tonight?
Absolutely. And, it may not be that 3rd or 4th offensive option. You're also needing that 3rd and 4th defensive option. And something that I've been super impressed with is Red Bayshore. His defense coming off in a full man pressure or pressuring them full court, that is exceptional. And he rarely, I don't want to jinx him, but he rarely gets fouls. His hip movement and his feet just following the person with the ball down the court is just exceptional, and he really succeeds well playing defense on those types of people.
I had a coach once tell me you can judge a player's defense by how he flips his hips, because that's how quick he's going to be able to change direction. I also got told the other day by my friend in Eldon that Bayshores are known for going 90 mile an hour all the time. That's what they do, and that's what you want as a coach. And Coach Caudell is a defensive coach first. You see how excited he gets on the sideline when his boys force a turnover. When they force a 5-second call, he looks like he's about to do a backflip. You're not going to play for this Mustang squad if you're not going to play defense. If you're on the floor, that's expected of you at all times.
Absolutely. And something that I know volleyball's a different sport than basketball, but defense leads to offense. If you don't have a good defensive end, you're not able to get the ball back on your side and get that basketball scored.
By the way, when we're talking about factors, another one for me is Talon Hull, the 5'10 guard. Talon does a great job of keeping control of the ball and making smart decisions. And on that game-winning attempt, I hate to call this out. I'm not saying anything bad about the players because it was a great look, but it was Talon coming off the double screen and flipping it up to Cody Tam. Everyone did everything right. It's just like gravity decided, hey, we're going to randomly shut off for a second and let let it go off. So I really think if you get the pieces to all click together, if you get Tam running that point, you got to get Britton scoring a little bit early because they did kind of take him out of the game against North Callaway. But you get him going, you get Cody on the glass and hitting that mid-range. Suddenly it frees things up for Devin Hardy out at 3. It frees things up for Kyle Hines on the slash. It frees things up for a lot of guys. And I think this Mustang offense is just a couple quick passes away from going off.
Absolutely. And we saw in that last game when Britton was getting taken away down in the paint, he did very well at directing the other players and the ball around him where it was able to free up another guy when they had, say, 2 or 3 guys on him in the paint.
Yeah, he immediately became a facilitator, and that was a great role for him. They'd run him at that high post, and he's so tall and so smart that he can pass out of that. And we saw that little touch pass, almost looked like a setter in volleyball, trying to feed his teammates, and it worked well. But I think Coach Caudell and these Mustangs would much rather see him not only facilitating, but being able to get some looks of their own.
Absolutely. He's a big part of their offense and a big part of where their scoring comes from. And when you take that out, you can kind of tell it kind of hurts them a little bit.
We'll meet the starting lineups first for the visitors on the scoreboards. The new Bloomfield Wildcats. Number 1, Andrew Fouch, a senior. Number 2, Jacob Furman, a senior. Number 24, Wyatt Jordan, a junior. Number 33, J.T. Powell, a junior. Number 35, Hunter Rackers, a junior. Starting for the Eldon Mustangs. Number 1, Talon Hull. Number 2, Devin Hardy. Number 3, Britton Ahart. Number 24, Cody Tam. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 25, Kyle Hines. Once again, this is our Martin Metal broadcast here tonight, live in South Callaway. Well, the South Callaway tournament as we jump into the Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company first quarter of action. It's going to be Ahart jumping things off for the Mustangs. Eldon clearly has the size advantage.
Absolutely. I was just looking down there, and I was like, yeah, they've got the height down there.
Ahart's got about 2 or 3. I mean, Fouch looks like he's maybe 6'1", maybe 6'2" at the most. Ahart's 6'4", flirting with 6'5". Cody Tam is the second biggest player on the floor right now. Mustangs may be able to capitalize on the boards. Kyle Hines would be
right behind Tam there, too, in height.
Honestly, they may have the 3 biggest players on the floor. Because that Ahart wins the opening tip, the bench goes crazy. I love that. Britton going to run the point. Goes over to Talon on the left side, screening away from the ball. It's straight man defense being played by the Wildcats. A little pick and roll action. Ahart attacks from the left wing, takes the contact, fights through it, forces it off the glass and in for the opening bucket.
And I know he missed that. He just tackled his teammate trying to get back on the floor.
And that was a tough bucket to start things out for Britton Ahart. You know Eldon loves to see that. Applying full court pressure, a little trouble getting it across half. That's a 10-second call.
Something that I've seen here already, just a difference from last game, is they have quite a few players on the bench, and they have been nothing but supportive of their team right now. I wonder if that momentum from the bench can help drive the momentum on the court.
Well, I can tell you Coach Caudell is fired up over there after that opening start. So the Mustangs with a bucket and a stop to start the game. Hardy on the point, hits the crossover. Gives it to Britton. Flips it to Talon on the left wing. They're running Britton off. That's that play for that lob, but it was taken away. Instead of 3, Tam top of the key won't go. Foul away from the ball, and they're going to get a Mustang for a push-off fighting for the board. That's going to go on Kyle Hines, his first, team's first. Eldon going full court man pressure. On the first press of the game, they forced a 10-second call. However, this time New Bloomfield able to get it across the half-court line. Trying to fight inside. The Mustang trap comes. Tam there defensively, out to the right wing, a show and go, driving the lane, shot fake, shot put up, it's short, board Hardy.
Man, he gets up for a short little kid. I say kid, but he's my age too, so.
Top of the key, Talon. No, Devin Hardy rebounds as well as anybody. Great back cut, break finish. Cody Tam finds it and lays it up and in. Nice find by Talon Hull.
And, oh, okay. Talon took that out down there.
Hey, good defense, though. Eldon is pestering every pass right now. They do not want New Bloomfield to be comfortable. Rhett Bayshore going to check into the game early. He'll come in for Kyle Hines.
I like that. They have a strong defensive presence right now, and I honestly think Rhett is one of their best defensive players, so having that in there right now is really good.
No question about that. It's a skip pass by New Bloomfield on the right wing. Working around the outside. Nothing there. It's stripped loose, but recovered by New Bloomfield. Looking for the corner. That one's tipped. Driving the lane. Nothing easy. Skip pass. Weak side. 3 up and good. Big bucket for New Bloomfield.
They had a lot of ball movement and skip passes on that, trying to get that defense overworked.
4-3, the Mustangs lead by 1, 6:15 to play in the Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company first quarter of action. Ahart spin move in the short corner, skips it to Hardy. He drives baseline, spins inside, hangs in the air. He's fouled and will shoot 2.
That was a great take by Hardy, especially seeing that he had 3 other defenders on him. And when you take that shot, you're 9 times out of 10 going to get a foul called for you.
I'm telling you, Devin Hardy does not care. They list him at 5'9", and
he plays like he's 6'9".
Here's the thing. I don't know that I believe he's 5'9". First free throw up off the back iron for Devin. Britton down here fixing the net on the other end. Reminder, this game's streaming at MoSportsZone.com and on the new MoSportsZone app as the second free throw for Hardy rattles out. Stiff rims here in South Callaway.
We saw the last game, though. They had a not a great free throw game. So I wonder if that'll be a factor in tonight's match.
Short corner for New Bloomfield. Shot fake. It's the defender in the air to the glass. Off the board and in. New Bloomfield has its first lead of the game, 5-4. New Bloomfield going to bring some full court pressure. Mustang's going to clear out and let Talon handle it one-on-one. I don't really think the press is going to bother Eldon too bad. They've got a couple guards. Great take, great jump stop, counted in a foul. Talon Hole with some big boy ball.
That was great leadership there from Talon, seeing that he had that open lane there and just to go ahead and take it, and an even better finish around the rim.
Talon already impressing me because he can play in long sleeves. I never, ever. I would not be able to stand that for a game.
It's already kind of warm in here.
And the free throw for Talon up and good. Mustangs regain the lead at 7-5 with 5:40 to play in the Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company first quarter of action. Near travel, trap put on by the Mustangs. A little bit of a problem for New Bloomfield, but they get it to the short corner. Working around the outside. This Eldon defense is active. Quick closeout on the corner. They are not giving up looks from 3 right now. Hardy runs them off the line, fighting to get inside. It's taken away. Good help defense. The free throw line, Tam there defensively. Skip to the weak side corner. Bayshore there already. Coming off a screen, firing a 3. Quick pull-up, won't go. Good box out. Talon gets the board, and he was escorted out of bounds with a hand check. So the ball will stay with the Mustangs.
The Mustang defense is impeccable right now. They're not giving up looks from inside on the paint or on that three-point line. They've got so much arm length between Cody Tam and Britton.
We asked how they would handle, that tough loss the other night. And it's a full court heave. Can Bayshore get there? He does. Saves it blindly to Hardy. Wing 3 off the iron, wouldn't go. But Cody Tam there to save the board back. He just has to throw it back. Ahart gets it. Steps back, shot fake to Bayshore. Bayshore inside, makes space, gives it out to Tam. It's tipped. Tam gets inside, hangs in the air. His shot is short and winds up with New Bloomfield. But we asked how they would, come out in this game after that tough loss the other night. It lit a fire under them, it looks like. They're very active.
Absolutely. They have not slowed down since the first hit.
Inside is New Bloomfield. It's taken away, though, by Ahart. Drive baseline, short corner jumper, up and good for the Wildcats, and we're knotted up at 7 apiece.
Props to this New Bloomfield. I almost said non-monster. This New Bloomfield team, they
do have the same colors.
They do. Regardless of how good this defense has been, they're still finding looks and still finding ways to score the ball under there.
And Talon Hole going to his post, Devin Hardy, and Devin, I guess, just lost his footing. They're going to call him for a travel, a turnover back to the Wildcats.
I think that floor is still pretty slick. I've seen some people kind of sliding around down there.
I don't know what's up. We saw that a ton last game.
Yes. I wonder if it's the floor, because I know from playing volleyball and stuff that floor tends to be a little slicker.
Full court pressure from Eldon, and Rhett Bayshore there causing the ball to be thrown out of bounds. Turnover back to the Mustangs.
This is a really good spot for the Mustangs down there under their own basket.
4:15 to play in the Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company first quarter of action. Eldon going to sub quickly to get Cody Tam back in the game since they got the quick offensive possession. Nothing against Rhett, but you want Tam in for offense.
Absolutely. I wonder if they're going to go for maybe a lob. Maybe not.
You never know with this Eldon offense. They got a couple set plays. Hole out at near half court, uses the Ahart screen, gets to the left wing, hesitation, drives baseline, hangs in the air off the glass.
That was beautiful.
That hesitation just made the defense rock a bit, and Talon with a hot start. 3 from the corner, won't go from New Bloomfield, and Talon pulls in the board. Oh, but fires it ahead. There were 2 Mustangs there, and I don't think they knew who was getting the pass and went between them, and it's a turnover back to the Wildcats. 9-7, the Eldon lead, 3:40 to play. Underneath, and defender got Britton to jump, and it looked like he was going for a piggyback ride, so the player from New Bloomfield just flipped it up at the rim, and he'll shoot two.
I thought Britton was going to hurdle him there for a second.
Britton's got hops.
Absolutely.
Honestly, a heads-up play, though, by the New Bloomfield player to realize, I'm about to get tackled. I should shoot this because he wasn't even facing the basket.
Yeah, he was the opposite way.
JT Powell at the line. His first free throw is long. Powell will shoot another. Second free throw for Powell. Rattles out again. Fight for the board. Talon Hole has it, and he is fouled. I'm going to call that on Trenton Boson, who had checked in. I'll tell you what, Talon Hole works his tail off on these boards.
He really does. His ball handling and the rebounds, I mean, he makes his presence known down there.
New Bloomfield staying with this full court man pressure. I really think Eldon can capitalize. His Hole turns the corner, blows past his man, ahead to Hines. Back out to Hole. Thinks about it, fires the three off the front iron. Offensive rebound kept alive by Hines. Bayshore gets the defender in the air. Drive pass, floater off the glass, nearly fell. Hines, another offensive board. Fade away, won't go. Three good looks for the Mustangs, just wouldn't fall.
That was impressive. He fought amongst four other players down there for that board and still came down with it.
Going to the block. Hines there defensively. Strong take, though, from New Bloomfield. Trenton Boson with the bucket, and we're knotted up at 9 apiece. The Mustangs trying to move quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's knocked out of bounds, but off of New Bloomfield. Ahart comes back into the game. He'll check in for Devin Hardy. So on the floor for the Mustangs, it's Bayshore, Hines, Hole, Ahart, and Tam. Ahart, the trigger man for the Mustangs, just lobs it up. And Hole goes back to meet it, skips it to Hines in the corner. He drives back out. Ahart, wing three, gets the man to jump, attacks lane, dishes it off to Hines. Beautiful pass for the bucket.
That was great heads-up play there from Burton to look off there and see Hines back there behind that other defender.
And a trap at half court. And it's a turnover. Good defense by the Mustangs. And, Tam was trying to go quick. He just tossed it out ahead, and it just went right past Bayshore. I don't have a problem when the Mustangs want to get out and run. They're good at it. That pass just a little off the mark.
I think that's okay for right now for how well they've been playing defensively and offensively at the moment.
11-9, the Mustang lead, 2:30 to play. New Bloomfield attacking. It's stripped by Hines, still on the floor. Somebody's got to get it, and that's somebody. Well, it was Tam, but now it's picked up by New Bloomfield. Are they going to get Tam for a reach-in foul? Oh, excuse me, a timeout called by the Wildcats. We'll take a quick break. 11-9, Eldon leads New Bloomfield. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Since 1944, Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company, Morgan County's only locally owned lumber yard, has been providing the area with quality building materials needed for its building, remodeling, and repair projects. Because customer care is Carpenter Gunther's #1 goal, your project is always their priority. They take as much pride in your project as you do. Reach them at 378-4433 Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, and 8 to noon on Saturday. Carpenter Gunther, where they put the home in hometown business.
It has been high octane since the opening tip, Britt. Neither of these teams care to go slow.
Absolutely not. They're 110% effort and injury.
We're in big words over here.
110% effort and oh my God.
Energy,
no matter what the play is.
Lots of strategery in this game, I tell you what. Inbounds to New Bloomfield under their own basket. Hardy there defensively. Straight man from Eldon. Corner three given up from the Wildcats. Rattles out. Offensive board kept alive. Put back off the glass and in. Strong take. Who else but Trenton Boson? He's been a force early.
He has showed extreme strength under the basket and scoring that ball from the glass.
Talon Hole on the point as we hit 2 minutes to go in the Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company first quarter of action. We'll try to get some updates out of her sales if we can. I know the girls picked up a big win over Butler. Hole inside and got the shot off, but they're going to say a hand check foul called first on New Bloomfield. And that'll be, is that 5 fouls? That is. So Hole should be going to the line. Talons came out aggressive, 5 points early in this first quarter.
He has, and not only 5 points, he's had several boards, if I remember correctly, as well.
He has. We were asking before the game who's going to be the third, fourth option. Well, Talon said, I'll just be the first. You guys can fight over the other spots.
That is a good way to put it.
This gym got eerily quiet. Hold it and carry knocks down the first.
Something that I've seen so far just in this first quarter is the free throw percentage. It is way better already than it was last game.
Yeah. Oh, and shout out to our boy Ryan Retone. He's down in Springfield commentating the Tournament of Champions tonight. So that's pretty big deal. Second free throw good for Talon as well. Mustangs extend their lead 13-11 with under 2 minutes to play in the first. And it's a turnover. Deerking in the game gets the steal after his tip by Hardy. Devin wants to run the fast break. He uses Deerking as a screen, was looking to go to him, but instead flips it out to Talon, who reset the offense.
Something that's also really impressive about Talon is he's very patient in letting his offense set up around him or for him that his team can run the play successfully.
Ahart pulls the three off the dribble and gets it.
Patience.
Good spacing and a good look for Ahart. He knocks it down, and the Mustangs lead 16-11. Attacking baseline, extra pass for New Bloomfield. Trying to find a lane to the basket. Three, top of the key, up, rattles around, and drops. Big answer from the Wildcats.
These Wildcats have stayed right up there with Eldon. When Eldon scores, they come back, and they find a way to score, too, through the defense.
Oh, and it's a turnover. Wildcats out and running. Eldon able to get back, and is picked off by Hardy. He fires it ahead to Britton. Britton tosses it into Deerking, who lays it up and in. Reward the big fella for running the floor.
Absolutely. You love to have bigs that can get down and run the floor faster than the other team's guards.
45 seconds to play in the first. 18-14. The Mustangs have 5 names in the scoring column right now. My goodness, just strong basketball. Good defense. Deerking shot won't go on the run out. Hardy ahead of the pack, off the glass and scores.
Hardy, I feel like, could outrun anyone and everyone.
Make that 6 names in the scoring column for the Mustangs. It's 20-14 as we get to under 30.
That's huge already.
Crossover, New Bloomfield inside. Contested shot off the front iron. Another offensive board. Deerking there just kind of pushed out of the way. Laid up and in. Trenton Boson. Boson is keeping them in this game.
Absolutely.
Hardy gets into the paint, skips it out to the quarter to Tam. He steps into that mid-range jumper and rattles it in.
His mid-range jumper is beautiful. And 9 times out of 10, you can always trust him to get that ball in the net.
Oh, he has one of the prettiest jump shots you're going to see. Half-court heave goes off the back iron. We've played one. Eldon leads 22-16. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Have you ever gone into panic mode because you reach into your wallet and your debit card is not there? Hi, this is Ryan Pryor from Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles. With the Umbrella app on your mobile phone, you can block your debit card with a quick tap of a button. 5 minutes later, you remember that it's in your pocket. No problem. Just go back in and unblock your card, and now it's business as usual. Ask us how you can enroll. Member FDIC.
A hometown bank, a hometown friend.
The Morgan County Health Center in Versailles reminds you can help your child have a healthy future. Encourage them to get 1 hour or more of physical activity every day and limit screen time to 2 hours at most. Time spent in front of a screen watching TV or playing video games means less time being active. Make sure they get 3 servings of low or no-fat milk or yogurt every day, 4 servings of water, not sugary drinks, and 5 servings or more of fruit and vegetables. Healthy habits lead to a healthy future. A message from the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles.
This has been a phenomenal start for the Mustang offense. Scoring has been a problem. Right now, they're on pace for 88 points in this game, largely in part to the fact they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names in the scoring column after 1 quarter. I mean, Britt, that makes life tough on a defense.
Absolutely, and especially if they can continue keeping those 6 in the scoring columns. In the scoring column each quarter. If they can have at least 5 of the 6 score each quarter, that's going to be huge for this New Bloomfield defense. And what is the coach going to tell this New Bloomfield defense? I
know what you're trying to say. You can't say take one player away. Normally on the scouting report it said, hey, number 3, Brittany Hart, shut him down. Talon Hull said, yeah, y'all go work on that. I'm going to be over here getting buckets.
Exactly. When this defense puts 2 people on Britton, they're leaving another person open, and that person tonight is able to score.
Yeah, right now New Bloomfield's been trying to go straight man and ultimately capitalizing, and it's tipped by Hines, stolen by Talon Hull. Talon's stat sheet has got something in every column right now. Rebounds, assists, steals, and points. He's lighting up. He hits the crossover inside, dishes to the corner. Lincoln Salzman in the game for the first time. Top of the key, Ahart crosses himself over, keeps his balance, though, able to pick it up. Needs somebody looking for the back cut, and probably a smart timeout by Coach Caudell, even though I want to see how that was going to play out. Britton lost his footing, came back up, and started, looking over at Kyle Hines going, there's a backdoor cut. And Kyle's like, oh, it does look kind of open. But as the pass was made, a timeout was called.
Absolutely. When you see your players lose footing like that, especially on these floors, I swear there might be some extra wax or something down there, because that's the second time we've seen Britton do the splits out there.
That is, and he is not a gymnast. I'm pretty certain of that. By the way, reminder, Mizzou in action tomorrow, 4:30 pregame, 5 o'clock tip as Arkansas comes to town. Britt, do you know the worst thing about Arkansas?
No.
It's got Kansas in it. And that's, good old Arkansas, the Razorbacks coming to Mizzou Arena to take on a team that just took down number 5 Florida. You can ask Britt on the car ride back from the game the other night. We had the game on. I handled it very well. I was very patient and calm, not too excited.
He was very calm, and he was very responsible driving, getting us back to service.
Until the radio would cut out occasionally, and it was not good. Ahart, top of the key. Mustangs with a 6-point lead in the ball with 7.5 to go here in the second quarter of action. He steps through the defense, up and in.
Britton is working hard out there.
My goodness, and that's his 7th point of the game to tie Talon Hall as the leading scorer right now. It's an 8-point lead, 24-16, Mustangs over the Wildcats. Eldon working around with a 3-2 zone right now. They got Hardy on the left wing, Ahart middle, Talon Hole on the right, and then on the bottom two, it's Cody Tam and Lincoln Salzman. You got enough size and athleticism, you can do it.
Absolutely, and they're giving this, I keep wanting to say non-monster, this new Bloomfield team a heck of a time, and that's a turnover back to Talon, up to Hardy.
And on the fast break, Hardy goes right at the big man. He hits the floor, no foul play on. New Bloomfield looking to attack on the fast break. Eldon gets back, tough take. Offensive board. Who else but Talon Hole comes up with it?
That's got to be at least 4 tonight.
Ahead to Ahart, but it's stolen by New Bloomfield.
That's been 2 or 3 times that we've seen a full court heave out there, and each time it hasn't exactly worked out. I'm wondering if they're trying to do something specific down there.
Yeah, I think it's run really fast. This started as a basketball game, quickly became a track meet. Corner 3, New Bloomfield off the iron. Rebound, tipped and pulled in by Cody Tam. This zone, here's the thing, a 3-2 zone, your corner threes are going to be there if you can move the ball quick enough. Eldon does such a great job using their wingspan to contest everyone. Yes, they're going to give up a couple, but they're not going to be easy shots. Talon effortlessly with the spin move, top of the key, goes to Ahart, head and shoulder fake, wants to see what the defense is going to do, goes back to Talon. Talon to Devin, thought about the 3, gets the defender to bite, starts to drive, it's stripped loose. Boson with it, he has been exceptional, and he kisses it off the glass and in.
Something that I can say about Eldon tonight, they look like they're having a little more fun playing basketball.
Salzman on the take, inside, dishes it out. Tam, corner 3, got it!
Having fun.
Oh, Cody Tam, he's got 7. You've got 3 Mustangs with 7 points apiece.
Was it him or Britton that hit the other 3 earlier?
Britton hit a 3 earlier.
Okay, I thought it was 8.
Reach-in foul going to be called. I think that'll go on Salzman. Wait to see what the ref shows. Like I said, I just saw a text come in from our boy Ryan. Seriously, proud of Ryan down there on the mic at the Tournament of Champions. That is one of the coolest events you're going to work, and I know Ryan's been down there getting ready for this one. I'll be listening to him later, buddy. I mean, that is such a cool event. LeBron James' son played in it last year, the year before. I mean, it's neat to see. On the inbound, it's stripped by the Mustangs. Tam ahead to Hardy. Mustangs have numbers. Extra pass, Bayshore back to Hardy to the rim. Shot won't go. Tam there on the offensive glass, lays it up and in.
I don't even think he grabbed it. I think he set that, and it's a steal.
Kyle Hines, gets to the short corner, gives it up to Devin. Devin to Ahart on the block. Up and under move, fights through the contact, off the back iron, won't go, and that was a weird play. It was a box out so much, it hit the ground twice. Hit the ground, bounced, and then finally got picked up. New Bloomfield tries to get inside, gives it up short corner to Boson. His shot is short. Hines another board.
Hines is out here playing his butt off right now.
You've got it with this pace and this kind of aggressiveness. Mustangs lead 29-18. This speed really fits Eldon right now. 4:30 to play. Bayshore inside. Out to Hardy on the left wing. Goes to Tam at the top of the key. Fires it back to Rhett. Britton steps out the top of the key. He's got Boson on him. Files to the block to Hines. Hines with a size mismatch if he wants it. Gets the double team, dishes out to Tam. He wants another. He's got another three.
That is 2 back-to-back. And we've seen Cody get really hot there in this last game. I wonder if he's starting to get that back again now.
He's got double digits with 12, and that's an inside-out three, the best three in the game. Cody's not going to miss that. Spin move, Boson. I am impressed with this kid.
Absolutely. He has really put the team on his back right now, and he's had a huge part of keeping this team in here in this game.
And an aggressive take on the other end by Devin Hardy, because aggressive is the only way Devin knows how to play basketball. And he's going to go to the free throw line for 2. This scoring output is phenomenal by Eldon. 32 points, and we've still got just a smidge under 4 minutes left here in the second quarter of action. Devin's first free throw up and good. Second free throw we have a text chain going, and it keeps me laughing. Second free throw for Hardy up and good as well. Mustangs increase their lead to 14, 34-20. They put a trap on at half court. New Bloomfield nearly throws it away. Keep it alive. Corner 3 given up, but it won't go. Deer King, great fight for the board. He pitches it ahead to Hardy. Hardy on the run out. Stops at the mid-range. Gives it to the cutting Tam. Finger roll went halfway down. Great look, though.
It's absolutely a great look, and that's one that you want to go back to because Cody was open and he had the shot. Again, it's unforgiving.
What I want to see, Cody can jump out of the gym. One of these times on that slash, he's just going to hammer it.
Absolutely.
On the take, a foul on the floor, but you don't mind that, Eldon. That's only going to be their second team foul.
That's actually very impressive. Something I want to talk about is Deer King. He comes in off of the bench, and he makes his presence known immediately.
Deer King, I mean, there's no flash to his game, but there doesn't need to be. He's physical. He's a smart passer, good rebounder, and can score on the block. Working the ball around the outside is New Bloomfield, trailing by 14. Good cut to the basket. Shot too strong. Offensive board kept alive and laid in by the Wildcats.
Something that I've started to notice is they're not boxing out maybe too much, and they're starting to – oh, no, it's a turnover.
Yeah, casual little pop loose. I don't think Devin saw the guy behind him. A 3, top of the key from the Wildcats. And just like that, they've cut it back to a single-digit game, 34-25. Coach Caudell does not sit still very long. That man is always moving and coaching.
That is part of a great coach right there, and Coach Caudell is definitely one of the greatest.
Oh, a lob. Weak side. Tam off the glass. Those rims are unforgiving.
I think that's what we need to name, or South Callaway's nickname needs to be Unforgiving Rims.
Honestly, that's what we've seen all this tournament. Cody gets up for those backdoor. I love that they're willing to throw the backdoor lob to Cody and Britton, and either one can finish. Strong take inside. New Bloomfield just loses it on the way to the rim. I think Eldon got a call. I think that went off the leg of an Eldon defender, but nonetheless, it'll be Mustang ball as Britton checks back into the game for Deer King. So it's Talon, Devin, Britton, Rhett, and Cody on the floor right now.
It's so hard for me to see down through there. I'm like on my tippy toes over here.
Get taller, Britt. Hole will run point. 2:10 to play. 34-25, Eldon's lead here in the second quarter. Reminder once again, this game's streaming at MoSportsZone. Double hesitation. Strong take, Talon. He'll go to the line.
He has been extremely aggressive going down through that. Not even a pass, I guess. Just a straight shot to the net, and he either gets the shot and the foul or gets the foul.
He's got this beautiful move where he'll slow down, that little hezzy, and throw his head up like he's going into a shooting motion, keep the dribble alive, speed up again, and then hit a second little head fake. That's tough as a defender.
And it all looks so flawless, too.
And these rims are unforgiving to anyone not named Talon Hole. I don't know what he said to the rims before the game, what deal he made, but he's getting soft touches off the iron nobody else can find.
Hey, maybe the rims are making it up for last game.
I think if you ask Talon, he'd tell you it's just a shooter's touch. Second free throw, and I jinxed him. Did not go, and then, yeah, Rhett definitely went over the back.
Yeah, I think he was thinking he was a little taller than he is, but that's okay. I mean, you like to see the aggressiveness down there.
I'm telling you, there are some kids that you got to say, hey, I need you to play a little harder. I need you to pick up the intensity. Rhett's the opposite. It's like, dude, breathe, man. Like, you're making me tired of watching you. That kid goes 100% all the time.
Which is good. It's good to not have to ask your players, to give that effort.
I mean, imagine being a guard and you've got Rhett Bayshore and Devin Hardy chasing you around all night. And the trap from the Mustangs, it was Ahart and Tam applying the pressure, and a travel going to be called.
I was getting ready to say I'd get tired of just handing the ball.
I get tired just commentating it.
That is true.
So Eldon up by 10, 35-25, with just under 2 to go in the second quarter. Full court man pressure, mainly just token pressure, as Talon breaks it with ease, creates a little space. Ahart comes for the screen. They don't stay on him on the pop. He skips it to Salzman. Extra pass, Hardy. Corner 3 off the front iron, wouldn't go. Tam keeps it alive. Tam crashed the board just a little too quick and had to reach behind to tip it, but New Bloomfield has it out and running. And a good recovery. Ooh, Hardy's momentum just carried him. I love that. Devin comes flying through their tips, but he stepped on the out-of-bounds line. He wipes out, and the Mustangs didn't come over to him. They sprinted as fast as they could to come pull him up.
Yes. They're playing like a family. Maybe not a team, but more like a family now than maybe what we saw at the first game. I think that team mesh that Coach Caldwell talked about at the beginning of the season is finally starting to come together.
Boson gets the pass, goes inside, shot too strong. Offensive rebound kept alive. New Bloomfield shot won't go. Tam pulls down the board amongst 3 Wildcats. Salzman ahead to Hull on the right wing. He's going to wait for the offense to set up. He gives it to Ahart. Ahart quickly to Salzman, back to Hull. Hull, wing 3, off the iron, wouldn't go. Hardy just comes flying in and grabs a board. Gets it to Hull. Extra pass to Tam. Out to Ahart. I can't talk as fast as they can pass.
Or run, really.
This is just beautiful ball movement right now. Hull on the drive. Skips it. Salzman, corner 3. Off the iron, wouldn't go, and the long board, New Bloomfield. Great look and a great pass.
Yeah, that's a shot that your coach tells you to take again.
So 40 seconds to go. Eldon leads by 10 here in the first half, 35-25. New Bloomfield trying to make this single-digit game. Corner 3 fired up, won't go, winds up with Ahart. 30 seconds to play. Ahart splits the defense on the fast break. Hardy on the corner. Drives, makes space, gives it to Tam. He dials up a 3, top of the key, and gets it.
That is 3 back-to-back for Cody Tam.
Cody Tam having a nice game. Like you said, his third 3. He's got 3 threes and 3 two-point field goals in this game.
And several rebounds. I can't talk tonight, guys. It's Friday.
15 first-half points for Cody.
That's crazy. And he had 21 in a full game last game.
I mean, this is, like I said, this is what the Mustangs offense can do. We joked at the beginning of the game, they're on course for 88 points. Well, they're too shy of 40 here before we get to halftime. I mean, that's going to have you winning a lot of ball games.
Absolutely.
Well, the most important part of the game, refs making sure the jerseys are tucked in, because that could lead to catastrophe.
Absolutely. It's very important.
10 seconds to go. New Bloomfield trying to be fast, gets to the rim, lays it up and in.
We still got 5 seconds. We'll see if Eldon can make it. I didn't see what happened.
The ball slapped back in the inbounder's face. So just 3 seconds. We'll see what Eldon chooses to do here. Talon makes some space. A full court heave. Yeah, it's not quite what Coach Caldwell wanted. There's rafters running in the top here, and they tried to heave it full court. It went in between 2 of them, hit a light cord, rattled around. That's going to be an out of bounds, and New Bloomfield will now inbound right underneath their basket.
The play was there. The roof was also there.
Yeah, it's a high-risk, low-reward time. And a 3 thrown up wouldn't go. Offensive board won't foul either. So, well, somebody's count is wrong. I've got it as 37-27, but maybe I missed a free throw. Either way, scoreboard says 38-27 after 1 half play. Ivy halftime show's coming up. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
A full-service graphics company, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising does it all, from screen printing, offset printing, and promotional advertising to custom-built trophies and awards. It's where they do it the right way. Check out their Facebook page for their monthly special, and don't forget they offer online stores for all your group and activities needs. Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, across from the Family Center on Highway 52 East in Versailles. Call 573-378-5775. The students of Lake Area schools have done a lot to make their communities proud. Many have stayed to help the Lake Area grow and prosper. Whether they excel through sports or through academics, our students need our support. As a parent, be a part of your child's education. As a community, be a part of their activities by attending sporting events, concerts, and other extracurricular activities. Our support means better leaders for tomorrow. From Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie.
Veracruz Mexican Restaurant invites you to join them for a casual lunch or a nice family dinner out with delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine. Veracruz has a great selection of burritos, tacos, seafood, enchiladas, salads, and more, all prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Grab dinner tonight from one of their 3 locations: Veracruz on South Highway 5 in Versailles, Veracruz Jr. on Highway 52 in Stover, or on Highway 65 in Lincoln. Veracruz Mexican Restaurant, a proud sponsor of local athletes.
Take your softball and baseball skills to the next level. The Shed is Eldon's own indoor hitting facility that features 2 full cages with screens, tees, and pitching lanes. You'll love their top-of-the-line pitching machine that throws a variety of speeds with precise locations to perfect your swing. The Shed also has a workout facility. You can add it to your cage rental or just purchase as a regular membership. Open Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8. Look for the big white building across from Gerb's in Eldon. Book times now on Facebook at The Shed LLC. See you at The Shed.
And we are back with a High V halftime show. 38-27. Mustangs lead by 11 here on this Martin Metal broadcast. This is the consolation game of the South Callaway tournament. I mean, Britt, in that locker room, I'm sure Coach Caudell saying, hey, we need to rebound a little bit better. But outside of that, I can't think of much the Mustangs need to clean up.
Absolutely not. They've done a very, very good job tonight on all aspects of the game besides, rebounding. There could be a little improvement there. If I'm Coach Caudell, I'm telling my boys to keep playing together. Right now, they're playing as a family and a team, and you like to see that because oftentimes when groups or teams play like that, they're successful. And right now, we're seeing Eldon be successful, being up 11 at the half, which they've been here before, yes. But if you keep coming back out playing like a team, you're looking at me weird.
No, just keep talking.
Oh, well, if you come back out and you keep playing with this high energy and you get the ball out there, you look for the extra pass. You keep making your free throws. You keep driving to the board, getting the fouls on the other team. Like, you're bound to be successful in those moments, and keeping that going throughout the second half, we've seen maybe not be so easy for Eldon necessarily, but I think in this game it could be a crucial learning point and a crucial turning point for maybe their mindset going into some other games.
Absolutely. And the thing is, the Mustangs are at a interesting point in the season where they come out of this tournament and they go into a matchup with Centralia. Centralia only 4-7 on the season. So that is going to be a big one for the Mustangs. You could pick up a win here, potentially get another one there. And then you kick off the 94th annual Eldon Boys Basketball Tournament. And let's just call spade a spade. There's no easy route through the Eldon tournament. Seeding came out today. The Mustangs are the 7th seed. The other team we cover, the Versailles Tigers, are the 8th seed. Versailles opens up with Eugene, the 1 seed. If you haven't heard, Eugene's really good at basketball this year. And if you look at Eldon faces off
Smith Cotton,
Smith Cotton, who, judging from everything I've seen, is very good this year as well. However, no one's ever told a story about the team that went into the tournament as the 1 seed, favored to win it all, and beat everybody and was shocked. Now, the story that gets told over and over is the team that goes in as a 7 or 8 seed and shocks everybody as they win the whole thing. So, and like we said earlier, the Mustangs' record does not reflect the talent on this team. They're far better than a sub-5 than a 2-win team.
They really are. And, we've covered those close games, Warsaw and I believe it was Mountain Grove, their first game. We've covered those games, and we've seen just how well they played and just how close it came down to, and the factors that really determined the game-winning shot or the game-winning points. And sometimes it was not the controllables for Eldon. Sometimes all you can do is control the controllables, and when it's out of your hand, it's just out of your hand. And I think, personally, a lot of times some of the stuff has just been out of their hand.
There have been situations that threw you off. Once again, I'm not sitting here trying to blame officials for a loss because they officiated both ways, but that game in Warsaw was such a soft-touch game that Eldon didn't really get to use their starters in the fourth quarter and still almost knocked off a Warsaw squad that has like a 750 win percentage right now. They have been in all of these games, but also, it's just been a rough go of it to start the season, still trying to find your identity. You come off a program that for the last 4 years, everybody knew when you walked in the gym, Hunter Hess is getting the basketball, and that's how this is going to run. This is the first year without Hunter, and frankly, the Mustangs have adjusted in a positive way, where now we're starting to see nights like tonight, where when you look down this scoring list right now, at the half, Kyle Hines with 2 from Mason Deerking. Then you get 4 from Devin Hardy, 8 from Talon Hull, 7 from Britton Ahart and 15 from Cody Tam. That means 3 players have combined for 30 points for these Mustangs, and then the other 3 bringing in those extra 8 points. You have 38 on the board and 6 names in the scoring column. If you can get 6 names in the scoring column every night, I don't need all 6 to average 20. I don't need any of these guys to average 25. If you're going to get 6 that are going to give you 4 points, 7 points, a 10-point here, a 12-point there, a 14-point there, and you can play defense at this level, you're going to win some ball games.
Absolutely. Those 7 points or even those 3 points we've seen, if they would have just had 3 points more on that Warsaw game, they would have won. Those 3 points are crucial, especially in the end of the fourth quarter when everyone's A, tired, B, I mean, they could be frustrated. You know, a lot of times you get down there and you're tied up and you're like, oh, we just played a whole game and we've decided nothing right now.
And on top of that, early in the season, I don't think Eldon shot the 3 ball well. I think it took them a little bit to get used to it, and teams were playing them with zone defense. I mean, I think back to that South Callaway game, and Eldon, while they played well, the 3 ball did not fall for them. They're getting better at that. You've seen Devin Hardy start looking for that corner 3. You've seen Britton Ahart with a hand in his face say, hey, you're going to give me enough space. I'm 6'4". I'll launch it over you. Cody Tam from the top of the key is lethal. These guys have options. Talon Hole can shoot that 3 very well. If they can start reining in the 3, and I'm not saying they need 12, 14 threes a game. You give them 6, 7, 8 threes a game, and it just changes everything. So, I mean, Britt, this Mustang squad looks completely different from the ones that we saw against Mountain Grove week 1.
Absolutely. If you think it's the same team, you need to come watch them play again.
Absolutely. Is there anybody you could text and get us an update out of Versailles?
Yes, I can.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back with more of the Hy-Vee halftime show in the second half coming up. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Every day, your Jefferson City and Osage Beach Hy-Vee pharmacies are committed to your health and wellness. If you're enrolled in Medicare Part B, Medicare Advantage plans, and most commercial plans, they'll cover up to 8 over-the-counter COVID-19 tests per month at no cost through Hy-Vee. Most plans cover these costs and no prescription is required. Stop in at your Osage Beach or Jefferson City Hy-Vee pharmacy and see the helpful pharmacy staff today.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading AirEase products. Every AirEase product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people called DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling.
Hi, I'm Colton Taylor, and I use Versailles Total Fitness. Their 24-hour access makes it easy for me to fit gym time into my busy schedule. I love how spacious and versatile their gym is. With a wide selection of free weights, cable machines, and all the cardio equipment you could need, I have plenty of options to help me stay in shape to cover our local sports teams. They work hard to provide a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. Join me and everyone else at Versailles Total Fitness in becoming a healthier you. Versailles Total Fitness at 31 North Monroe, or give them a call at 573-789-6800.
You know, if you're going to do basketball games, I'm going to give you some advice. If you go in the hospitality room before the game and they have those, like, toffee chocolate chip cookies, I know they look delicious. Don't eat them in the breaks. They take way longer to eat than a normal cookie. But you know, the hospitality room here has been very nice, Britt.
Absolutely. They had a pasta bar for us tonight. I'm not sure what they had down there tonight, but they've been very welcoming up here and very, I think you call it hospitable.
I do call it hospitable. And speaking of hospitality rooms, mark it on my calendar every year. We are closing in on the hospitality room to beat all hospitality rooms in Eldon, Missouri. I don't know what it is, the 96th annual Eldon tournament, I think, something like that.
I think that's what it's been advertised as.
Yeah, for 96 years, they've been producing better food than anybody else. That hospitality room has enough food to feed 3 armies. It's amazing. With that said, we're going to get the second half underway here in the American Sun Control third quarter of action. Eldon leads 38-27 to start with the ball. Ahart on the attack makes some space, but they're going to say he dropped the shoulder a little. I kind of thought it was pretty clean, but, you know, the official right there.
Yeah, he's a lot closer than us, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm up in the air. That has to count for something.
I mean, I got a table and a bar in my way, so I can't say anything.
So New Bloomfield regains possession. Down by 11. Full court man pressure here for the Mustangs. It caused some problems for the Wildcats. See if the Mustangs can continue that. New Bloomfield breaks the press. Trying to get the ball inside. They do so. Ahart there. It skipped to the weak side. Talon, a great closeout. Getting into the short corner. Extra pass, weak side. And a reach-in foul going to go against Tam.
Starting off here from New Bloomfield, I believe if I was the coach coming out of the locker room, he drew up maybe some plays or gave some key pointers on how to break this defense down and get down there to the glass and, score those fouls or even score the bucket.
Coach Caudell over there in the Jordans. I promise he'll have a way to change the press. You don't wear J's like that if you don't know how. Oh, good ball movement from New Bloomfield. But ran off the corner three by Hull and Tam. New Bloomfield going to have to reset. They're spreading out. 4-round with the big. Oh, near steal by Hines, but his momentum carried it out of bounds. He'll stay with New Bloomfield. I tried to call him South Callaway briefly.
I keep getting them mixed up with Nom Monster.
So right now, New Bloomfield spreading 4 around, sometimes 5 out, and just flashing a big from short corner to short corner, and just losing a footing on that slick floor down there. We've seen that a lot. It's a wipeout back to the Mustangs. Hardy to Tam to Ahart. Skipped over to Hull on the right corner. Coach Caudell going to call out a play. Britton, he's got a lane to the basket. He'll take it. A hand check before he got to the rim.
I think that's okay. You already have... Oh, just kidding. That was one foul on the guess.
I really thought that Britton had a lane and was just going to go slam that thing.
They called that foul on Eldon? It says Eldon has 3
Yeah,
fouls.
that's off. As the inbounds finds Ahart, who lays it up and in. Yeah, it needs to be corrected. That should have went on New Bloomfield. Nonetheless, Britton gets the bucket.
And New Bloomfield returns the bucket.
Yeah, I look down, but nonetheless, it's an 11-point Mustang lead with 6:30 to go in the American Sun Control third. Tam with the ball handles, skips it over to Hardy. Hardy drives from the left wing, drops it off to Britton. He'll reset as Coach Caudell calls out an offensive set. Talon sets the screen. Britton sees a lane, takes it on the block. Oh, spins off the pivot. He's fouled on the shot. He'll be going to the line. Britton is just so big and skilled that when he gets you isolated down there on the block, there's not much you can do with him.
Absolutely not. His legs are so long, they just wrap around you, and then you're just stuck. You want a demonstration?
Oh, on the post up when
Yeah.
he steps across.
Yeah.
I was confused. I'm like, that sounds like a weird wrestling move.
I don't know complete basketball wording,
Oh, the
vocabulary.
free throw. Well, that's called a post up and a drop step.
Okay, well, there you go. That's what he did, and he's got long legs to do it.
He covers a lot of ground.
Very quickly, too.
Oh, Britt. Second free throw from Britton off the back iron won't go. So 0 of 2 from the line. Lead stays at 11 as we close in on 6 to play here in the American Sun Control third. New Bloomfield attacks, but Hines there defensively. New Bloomfield gets inside and lays it up and in. That's a tough take, tough make, and it's a 9-point game.
Absolutely. You start to see maybe some fatigue, and this is where discipline really comes in handy here.
A lane left for Ahart, counted in a foul.
A great take by Ahart, especially knowing that he can get in there.
What I don't understand is right now New Bloomfield has taken away the help defense for the baseline. Britton's getting a one-on-one. All he has to do is hit a hesitation and go around the defender, and he's got to drive to the basket. I don't know. I would think you would want to shade Britton every chance you get.
Well, we've seen tonight they have already 6 in the scoring column. If you shade Britton, you have other people out there that's open.
You are not wrong, Britt. You are not wrong.
It's kind of is that what you would call a double-edged sword?
That is exactly what we would call it. Free throw up and good. You've been listening to Ryan. Britton up to 12 in the game. 2 Mustangs now in double digits. Tam and Ahart. Going to the block. Oh, nice handoff. Pinned underneath, though. Fighting for space. Mustangs good defense in the paint. Trying to be quick. Working into the corner. New Bloomfield corner 3 up and good.
New Bloomfield came out hot with some answers for this Eldon defense.
And a turnover. It's a 9-point game. New Bloomfield with the ball with 5:30 to play. Nearly losing it as the Wildcats. They go to the short corner. Tam with the closeout. And my goodness, bully ball. I love that. The offensive player, and Tam won an offensive foul. I understand why. Boson drops his shoulder, backs him down, just throwing his weight into him because Boson is a strong-built athlete. And after he got him pinned, he thought, I'm going to float this up after the whistle. Britton came flying in there to help out Cody and flat-out volleyball swatted that thing to the sideline.
It's always fun to get some practice.
Corner 3 off the inbounds is long. Good box out and board by Cody Tam.
That is something that we said before the half. We wanted to see them box out and get them rebounds. So
Bayshore in the corner, skips it to Hardy on the opposite side. We got to come up with a nickname for those two as quick as they are. The floater won't go from Hardy, and a board pulled in by Bosen. It's stripped. Ahart just takes it away, gets fouled. Are they going to count it? They are. 3-point opportunity, Britton Ahart.
that is great IQ there from, or basketball IQ from Britton.
Britton has come out swinging in this third quarter as he's up to 7 points already, a chance to make it 8 at the line, and we've only played 3 minutes of this third quarter of action.
That's huge. Especially if you're able to get Britton going, because he is a large part of your offense.
And the free throw is good. He's up to 16 in the game right now by my math. No, 15, excuse me. So Tam and Ahart both with 15. In the corner, New Bloomfield looking to step into the short corner. Tam takes it away. It's poked loose from behind by Hardy, but a reach going to be called. 46-34. Eldon leads New Bloomfield by 12 in this consolation game. 4:44 to play in the American Sun-controlled third quarter of action.
Both teams are up to 4 fouls, so anything more will send each team to the free throw line.
With as aggressive as they've been, I'm not surprised. And the shot may have been partially blocked by Bayshore, kept alive by Hull.
I really do think he got a hand on that.
The way Rhett Bayshore flies around, nothing surprises me. And they are over-aggressive on Talon. And I think a few words after the whistle, and Talon doesn't care because he's going to go shoot more free throws.
Yeah, and what's even more impressive is he never lost the dribble after that. He still had the dribble after the whistle.
That's me as a defensive player's most embarrassing thing you can do. You get called for the reach, you talk a little smack, and the guy's like, dude, you didn't even strip it while you fouled me, and I get free throws.
His shoes are pretty cool, too.
I was just about to point that out. Oh, Talon's first free throw won't go.
I wonder if I can get a shot on his shoes. Oh, maybe I can.
Look at that. Those are some slick shoes. That color pattern.
Kind of reminds me of like
Crayola.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was actually going to say in art, we went to a church while I was over in Germany, and there was an art piece, and it kind of looked like that.
Boy, these stiff rims, just unforgiving still. Both free throws rattle out. Eldon back to the press. Oh, hey, great job, Talon. He dives in, tips it, but it tips off his foot. And I love Coach Caudell there to hype him up afterwards. Talon almost left him hanging.
He did. I think Coach Caudell would have followed him in the court to get that high five.
He would have. New Bloomfield breaks the press. Bosen long strides and a tough finish. Bosen is just a sophomore, but man, he plays above that.
He's going to have a great couple of next years, especially if he's just a sophomore. That's impressive.
46-36 Mustangs by 10 as we hit 4 minutes to go. Ahart thought about the three, instead finds Tam on the left wing. Spin move, drives baseline, being hand-checked all the way, and they won't give him the bucket, but they'll give him 2 free throws. Man, quick spin move from Tam and a strong take.
Eldon's speed and length mixed together is just, it creates power on their team, and that's something that a lot of defensive have a lot of trouble keeping up with.
Tam's first free throw halfway down and back out. I'm telling you,
each of these free throws have ended the same way. They hit all parts of the rim and then just right back out.
Second free throw off the iron again, so the Mustangs cannot cash in from the free throw line.
I think I jinxed them.
New Bloomfield looking to run. Bosen loses it. Hardy has it. You know Hardy wants to run. Left side, Euros around the defender. Oh, the scoop just wouldn't climb.
That was really, really pretty.
The Mustangs quickly back on the defensive end. New Bloomfield needs help. They get it out to half court. Rocket over to the right wing, now the corner. Thought about the three, but a quick close out by Cody. High posted, stripped by Hardy. Hardy settles it, and he's ready to run again.
He is quick. So is Red. Them two together.
I'm telling you, we've got to get a nickname for those two boys. With the way they fly and force steals on defense, there's something else.
They kind of remind me of like the Roadrunner off of the old
Wile E. Coyote on the Roadrunner out there. That's Hardy steps out, receives the pass. 3, top of the key, halfway down and back out. So the question is, who's Wile E. Coyote and who's the Roadrunner? As pass too hot to handle off the hands of New Bloomfield, back to the Mustangs.
I mean, I would say whoever runs the most, but I think they run equally.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know which of these guys is which, but as Hardy will go to the bench. feel like we got a little like Sonic the Hedgehog thing going on out here because they're small and quick.
They are.
We'll come up with something.
But they don't play like it. Like, they play like they're 6'5".
Bayshore, corner three, off the front iron, wouldn't go. Hines tips it, keeps it alive, but it's pulled in by Boson. Ahead, near steal by Bayshore, but instead it's a layup on the backside for New Bloomfield. They've cut it back to an 8-point game, 46-38, with 2:30 to play.
I sense the game's pace picking up quickly from the start of the third quarter.
Talon over to Ahart. Tam flashes high, but it's taken away, so they go to Bayshore on the right wing. Hole steps out, thought about the three, jab step, use the Ahart screen, lane to the basket, hesitates, shot won't go. Hines, another offensive board, fights through the contact. He's fouled, will shoot two.
That's a strong take down there.
New Bloomfield not happy. They thought it was a clean block by Boson. Hines, that's got to be his fourth offensive board of the night at least.
He has done exceptionally well tonight, crashing the boards and, even fighting down there amongst 3 to 4 defenders.
And the most impressive part, he made a free throw on this end. He's the first Mustang. Ahart made one down here as well. But these rims have not been kind to the Mustangs from the line. 2:14 to go in the American Sun Control third quarter. 47-38, the Mustang lead. Make that 48-38. Mustangs back up by 10 after a couple made free throws by Hines. Boson on the attack for New Bloomfield. They go back to him on the block. He turns, forces the shot up and in. I mean, he gave a little flex afterwards, and I can't blame him. That was a tough bucket.
Absolutely. Cody was down there, and he wasn't giving up much space. That was a hard bucket to make, and despite the foul, props to Cody. I mean, he didn't let him get any space. That's a big kid down there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a little confusion. One official signaled to bring him the sub. The other didn't notice and gave the player the ball to shoot the free throw a little too early. Yeah, I mean, Boson, they don't list heights on here, but Boson is, comparing him to other Mustangs, he's probably 6 foot or so. And I bet he's 195, 200, and it's muscle.
Absolutely. Nothing but muscle.
I bet he played football.
I was just going to say that.
Free throw for Boson. Off the back iron wouldn't go. Offensive board kept alive by the Wildcats. And it's taken away by Hines, but first a jump ball called, and possession arrow will favor New Bloomfield.
I wasn't sure if they were going to get him for a foul or...
No, he definitely got all ball there. New Bloomfield keeps possession, down by 8. Getting inside, kicks it out to the wing 3. Nothing there. Good defense by Eldon. It's stripped. Winds up in the hands of Bayshore. Ahead to Deerking. Triple team comes. He gives it up to Rhett. Wing 3 off the front iron wouldn't go. And Rhett there crashing for the offensive board. Going to get called for a reach, and that will send New Bloomfield to the free throw line.
I like the intensity and maybe the aggressiveness of Rhett, but he was coming from behind that player, and I think that's...
I've got a terrible nickname idea.
Oh?
Okay, in the NBA for the shooters, you have the Splash Brothers. Since these guys are quick, can we call them the Flash Brothers?
I don't know.
These are getting worse. I know, I promise. We'll come up with a non-cheesy one eventually. First free throw for New Bloomfield, up and good. If you have a nickname idea for these two players, please submit them to KS-95.
We're going to get a whole bunch of good ones. And
I think Deerking over there trying out for the Flash Brothers as he just ran the high-five line on the bench as fast as he could. Second free throw won't go, and that goes off of New Bloomfield. Ooh.
They're going to call that on Hines.
They didn't call a foul. They just claimed it went off Eldon. It rolled down a New Bloomfield player's leg, but...
Oh, I thought they were going to call the foul on.
So
okay.
New Bloomfield's cut it to 7, and they have possession with 1:40 to go. Looking for the cutter at the free throw line. Shot blocked by Hines, recovered by Tam. He finds wholesome fancy moves to keep possession.
He never took his eye off the defender.
Ahart, hesitation, extra pass, and a charge going to be called on Ahart. What I love there is while the bench got fired up and kind of bothered by it, the first thing Coach Caudell did was look at Britton and say, hey, take a breath. You're fine. And stayed calm. That's some good coaching there by Caudell. He wants the timeout to talk things over. It's 48-41 with 1:24 to play in the American Sun Control third quarter. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and welcome to Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales. Do you need a trailer to get your boat out of the water? Maybe just a replacement trailer. Or considering selling your boat and you know a trailer will help get it done. We carry 11 lines of high-quality boat trailers, and if we don't have what you need, we also build our very own line of custom aluminum boat trailers. Thanks to everyone that's been by or just heard of us and gave us a referral. From my family to yours, we can't thank you enough.
Britt, you said it needs to be based off a movie. How about we just go Top Gun style and we got Maverick and Goose out here running the fast break because they both like to fly.
Hey, honestly, sounds like a good idea.
That's what I'm rolling with from now on. The new age Eldon Mustangs, they want to get up and fly Maverick and Goose. I'm not telling you who's Maverick and I'm not telling you who's Goose. It don't matter.
Well, I was going to say, Hardy kind of looks more like Maverick, and then Goose is...
Yeah, Bayshore, there is something there. I think you might be onto something.
Good defense there by Deer King to run over and tip that out.
Mason, he showed the speed on the bench just a second ago. Mason has gotten a little leaner and a little quicker from last year. He's becoming quite the ball player.
He could be Lightning McQueen with the red hair.
All right, this is getting bad. New Bloomfield breaks the press, dishes out to the corner. Don't want the three, go to the wing. Trying to attack. Eldon takes away the paints, dish back up to the wing, but Tam's there defensively. Top of the key, nothing there. Eldon sound man defense right now. It's just a straight weave offense. Corner is turned. Tam meets him at the rim, but New Bloomfield finishes. Don't look down. We got a 5-point game, 48-43 with under a minute to play in the third. Hines over to Hardy. Hardy crossover. He's got his man on his heels on this press. Goes to Talon with 45 seconds left. Talon getting the offensive play call in from Coach Caudell. Makes space, hesitation, crossover, spin move with the free throw. Goes to Tam. Tam quickly to Hines. Hines from the top of the key, attacking right side, makes space, fights through the contact. What's the whistle? Offensive foul?
Travel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the arm come out, and I thought he called a charge. The backboard was in my way and obstructed my vision. So a turnover back to New Bloomfield. They have fought all the way back to a 5-point game and could cut it to a 1-bucket game with a basket here. Got 25 seconds left in the American Sun Control third quarter of action. This game streaming at MoSportsZone.com and on the MoSportsZone app. Of course, on our YouTube page as well. Short corner, New Bloomfield looking to attack. Inside hanging. Shot won't go. Rebound fought for. Comes up to Tam. It's thrown into the front court. Picked off by New Bloomfield. Euro out to the corner. Three up off the iron. Offensive board. Put back and falls at the buzzer. New Bloomfield kept fighting, kept it alive, laid it in, and as we get ready for the fourth quarter, it's 48-45. Mustangs by 3. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Martin Metal, just outside of Versailles, Missouri, is proud to announce the operation of our new laminated post-production plant. We now offer our customers high-quality glued, nailed, and planed 3-ply, 4-ply, and 5-ply columns. Yellow pine and treated 2x6 and 2x8 constructed. These posts won't split, warp, or twist and are backed by a 50-year warranty against rotten decay. Order by the job, the bundle, or the truckload, as we offer delivery in Missouri and across the heartland of America. Call Martin Metal to find out more. 573-378-4050 and move your project forward with Martin Metal.
Sold-out crowd at Remax Arena at Lake of the Ozarks, and Winter Shelton's got 5 seconds left to win this deal. Can they pull it off? Inbound passes to Shelton at the top of the key. They try to double-team him. Shelton crosses over the competition with some razzle-dazzle. 2, 1, he shoots the game winner, and it's Winter Shelton for the win! Shelton is crushing it. When buying a home or real estate, put the ball in Winter Shelton's hands for the game winner. Winter Shelton's crushing it, yeah.
As we enter the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter of action, all part of this Martin Metal broadcast. New Bloomfield riding the momentum right now as they've cut it down to a 3-point lead. This was a double-digit game not all that long ago. Britt, Eldon's got to find the offense.
Absolutely. New Bloomfield has done a really good job at maybe stopping them, that was the wrong choice of words.
As the ball tipped out of bounds, but we'll stay with the Mustangs who have the first possession of this fourth quarter. In that third quarter, Britt Ahart had 8 points, 2 for Kyle Hines. That was the offense.
Yes, absolutely. They need more offense here, and give props to New Bloomfield. They've really shut them down on the offense too, but they've also done a great job of breaking their defense and being able to score the ball as well.
Yeah, they handled the press a lot better in that third quarter. See how Eldon adjusts. They go to Ahart on the short corner. He fights for space in the block. A flop, no whistle. Worked around. Corner. Tam. 3 off the front iron. Wouldn't go. Good look for Cody. Just couldn't finish it. New Bloomfield on the run out. Layup up and good. It's a 1-point game. New Bloomfield hitting Eldon with a little taste of their own medicine.
Absolutely. Eldon came out really strong, wanting to run out in front of that ball. And now that New Bloomfield's doing that, Eldon's kind of struggled to get the ball and keep the ball on their side.
48-47. Eldon by 1. I hate to even mention this, but how many times have we seen this season for the Mustangs?
Too many.
Eldon trying to flip fate here and go ahead and get back control of this game. Inbounds is to Talon. He resets. Eldon running off some screens, trying to get somebody free. Ahart steps out. Goes to Cody. Spin, short corner, fadeaway jumper won't go. Hines, another offensive board. He's laid out, flips it up, no whistle. New Bloomfield the board. A reach-in foul going to go against Eldon. I think that's going to go on Hines. That's his third. Team second. Rhett Bayshore will come in. He comes in for Cody, who's a little shook up.
After that shot Cody took down there, he was shoved pretty hard all the way to the bench. I know the play was off. It was off ball, so it wasn't seen. But
Mustang pressure. Forces a cross-court pass, and it winds up in the New Bloomfield bench. That's a turnover. Back to Eldon. 6:54 to play. 48-47. Eldon by 1 in this consolation matchup with the New Bloomfield Wildcats. Bayshore inside. Jump step off the glass. Just wouldn't go. Great take by Rhett. But man, the Mustangs have left a couple bunnies at the iron.
starting to be a repeat of.
Okay, bounce pass inside, and it's knocked loose by Hines. They're going to get him for a reach. That's going to be the team's third. That's going to be Kyle's fourth, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
So Tam comes back into the game. Looks like it was just a little stinger for him as he's moving normal again. But 3 fouls already for Eldon. New Bloomfield going to be thinking about free throws soon. It's tossed into the wing, over to the corner. New Bloomfield trying to post low. Ahart takes it away. Any field goal here would give New Bloomfield their first lead of the second half. They haven't led since early in the first quarter. They go to the short corner. They see a size mismatch against Hardy, try to get inside, forcing it up and in. I mean, that's just a tough make. And New Bloomfield leads 49-48. Holt. They're going to get Talon for a push-off, breaking the press. I think that's an example New Bloomfield's coach has been working that ref for the last 3 possessions, trying to get that call. Whether it was there or not, he was going to get it. And Coach Caudell basically telling the official, if you want to call that, I want to see it on the other side, too.
I was just going to say that. We've seen a lot of calls go for New Bloomfield, but we haven't seen very many go for Eldon.
New Bloomfield playing well right now and trying to get fancy. Flip behind the backs, picked off by Rhett Bayshore. Rhett's out and wants to run. Fires it over to Talon. Talon using that pivot to make space. Lane opens up. He attacks, being hand checked all the way. Flips it up. It won't go. But a blocking foul called, and he'll shoot 2.
I like that take from Talon. He's had a lot of success with that tonight, and whether or not that's making the basket or drawing the foul, each time he's went for that shot, he has gotten one or the other.
Are they going to say it wasn't on the shot?
There's no way.
The player a little shaken up for New Bloomfield.
Oh, did he get hit in the nose? I think.
Yeah, I think he got caught on the way up. But the ref's standing like it's going to inbounds. Was it timeout call? What's going on here?
Could it be a player timeout right now? Or official timeout?
I don't know. At first, they were like, all right, we're not going to do timeouts. And then Eldon started to send the players back. And then he's like, well, hold on. There's time. Oh, I see what it is. I think he got popped in the nose, a little bit of blood on the floor. So that's what it is. They're trying to get the New Bloomfield player, just get that bloody nose stop. So Eldon, I don't know if they're going to, I guess they're going to call it on the floor and say that Eldon will just inbounds.
right now, I think if I'm Coach Caudell, I'm telling my boys to keep playing basketball. Their basketball, not New Bloomfield's basketball, like the speed or maybe the intensity. Just play Eldon's basketball and do what they do most and do what they do most successful.
If you find your comfort zone, things will be all right. I mean, the Mustangs have not scored in this fourth quarter as we've already played over 2 minutes. Well, the Mustangs now lining up, we are going to shoot free throws. Okay. I thought it was in the act of shooting, but the way they lined up initially, I wasn't for sure. Well, first we missed a spot. We got to clean a little more.
Right.
Talon's going to take a step away, which is probably a good idea. You don't want to just stand there at the free throw line and think about it. All right, we're finally ready to resume play here. Talon, these will be his 8th and 9th free throws of the night. Oof. Hits the front iron, hits the right side of the iron, hits the back of the iron, rolls off the side. So second free throw, chance to tie here at 49 apiece for Talon Hole with 5:41 to go in the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter.
This side of the court has been unforgiving this second half.
Second free throw is money. Knotted up, 49 apiece. This is anybody's ball game with 5:40 to play. New Bloomfield using a two-man game to break the press. Press got broken, but the ball wound up in the second row. Mustangs forced the turnover.
This is huge for Eldon, especially if they can capitalize on this turnover and score the basket here. I mean, sorry, I don't know what happened.
Well, a timeout is a substitution is JT Powell going to check back into the game for New Bloomfield. So knotted up at 49 apiece. Eldon with the ball. They led by double digits for a lot of this game, but New Bloomfield has come storming back here in the second half. Cole makes some space. It's straight man from New Bloomfield. They go high post to Tam. Tam to the corner to Ahart. Able to pass over the defense back to Talon out at the logo. They flash Britton to the free throw line, and he steps out and screens for Talon. A little pick and roll action. Talon goes to Britton, maybe the mismatch he wants. And the player just drops. They get Talon inside, extra pass, Bayshore. Corner three, off the front iron, wouldn't go. And fighting for the loose ball, I think they're going to get Talon for a shoulder check there, but I don't really know how. It's a 50-50 ball. Both players have rights to it. Both went crashing in, collided, and somehow, I guess Talon gets it for just being the stronger kid.
I guess so. I don't really know what to say on that one.
But he didn't push off is the thing. Both kids were just jumping for it.
Called the foul on Rhett.
How is that possible? Rhett wasn't even a part of the play.
And that'll be his fourth foul.
Yeah, so Rhett has to go to the bench for being on the court, apparently. That's wow. Okay. Mishap there.
Yeah, that's frustrating, and you hope to see that this doesn't take toll on his other teammates and that they're able to keep this frustration under control.
But as Rasheed Wallace would say, ball don't lie as it winds up in the second row. By the way, Lincoln Salzman checks in the game. Lincoln's played very well in limited minutes tonight, but he gives you good energy, great defense as well, and he's a good decision maker on the offensive end.
Absolutely. It's a good key to have on your court with you.
Inbounds is to Hardy. Making some space. Ahart turns the quarter. He's got a lane, steps back, hesitates, inside, fights through contact, looks for the back cut. Tam, reverse layup up and in.
That was beautifully executed, and I love Brayton taking, I forget what his name is, 25.
Bosin.
Yes, Bosin, all the way down the court. He's playing
a steal by Tam.
Extremely tough defense on him, and he still was able to get him half cross court.
And Cody moves well without the ball. Corner three, Salzman off the iron, wouldn't go. Tam the offensive board. His put back up and in.
We have seen that shot from Cody, very successful in that mid-jumper range. And now we see that Eldon has this momentum back, and that's crucial for this time in the game.
And New Bloomfield wants the timeout. Eldon rattles off 4 quick ones to take a lead 53-49. We'll come back. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Jason Blankenship, owner of Jason Blankenship CPA LLC. As the year quickly draws to a close, it's time to start thinking about tax planning strategies for your farm and business. We are happy to meet with you and help you see where things stand for the year. We can also give you advice on ways to spend money to help you grow your business, all while maximizing your tax savings. No matter what your tax, payroll, or accounting needs are, Jason Blankenship CPA LLC has got you covered. Celebrating 10 years of service to the Central Missouri area and looking forward to many more, give us a call at 573-557-2417 or stop by and see us at 401 East North Street in Eldon.
5:16 to play. Britt, one thing about these Eldon Mustangs, they don't care if they're up 20, down 20, tied. They bring the same energy every possession.
Absolutely, and that's huge, especially, we're late in the fourth quarter. We're closing in. I mean, it's still a tight game. It's anybody's ball game right now. So to have that energy and be able to continue running down the court at the same energy that you did at the very first minute of the first quarter is absolutely huge, and that's an advantage over some teams.
Speaking of absolutely huge, Cody Tam, 2 big buckets here in the fourth. He's up to 19 on the evening. Back-to-back big games from Tam, and the Mustangs lead by 4. New Bloomfield with the ball. Thought about the corner 3. Driving baseline. Strong take. Finger roll. Up and good. It's 53-51 with under 4 to go. Salzman breaking the press. Trap comes. Hull helps him out. Ahart, middle of the floor, lane to the basket. Gets the defender in the air. He is fouled and will go to the line.
It's a great take. He had that open all the way down there, and then, those 3 closed in on him. Drawing the foul, sent him to the line. And
we'll get Boson for the foul as he went up and tried to meet Ahart at the iron. That will be Boson's 4th.
That's huge.
Boson has been the heart and soul of this new Bloomfield squad this evening.
I wonder how many points he's up to.
Britain's first free throw's up and good.
Another huge factor in tonight's game that I think has really helped Eldon out is their free throws. I think they went 3 for 9 last game.
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting okay at the moment. I'll tab it up at the beginning of the game. I mean, they're probably right around 60% right now, I would say. Second free throw for Ahart, up and good as well. 55-51. Eldon has restored that 4-point lead. The high post, given to the wing, trying to turn the corner, attack inside, ball's knocked loose. New Bloomfield working around the outside. Eldon trying to take away the paint. Little weave offense, nothing there as Ahart steps up defensively. Skip pass to the weak side, Hull takes it away. Pick and roll, JT Powell inside. Hardy was waiting on him. He tries to step through, reverse layup, up and good.
That is just a tough shot, and props to him for an even greater
But
make.
behind the defense, Cody Tam with a lay-in. If that defender wasn't there, I think he was sizing up the jam, but decided, give me the easy points with the lay-in. Spin move on the block the other way, an answer from the Wildcats. 57-55, stays at a 2-point game with 3 minutes to go. These two teams will go 3 minutes without scoring and then rattle off 6 or 8 points like it's nothing.
They're reserving their energy.
Hardy looking for a hole on the cut, and it's a turnover to the Wildcats. They want to get out and run. Devin pokes it loose. It's finally chased down by New Bloomfield. Tipped again. New Bloomfield just struggling to keep possession. At the high post, the trap comes. It's taken away by Ahart. But the Wildcats will reset on the wing. 2:30 to play. 57-55. Eldon by 2 in this consolation game. New Bloomfield inside out. Stepping into a short corner jumper. It's contested. Partially blocked by Tam. New Bloomfield's coach is hot, but Cody got all ball, so I don't know what to tell you.
Cody Tam has came in huge in this fourth quarter with some big shots and some big defensive plays.
Ahart hands it off to Hardy. He is slapped.
That's a good way to put it.
Sometimes you're like, that might have been a foul. Sometimes you're like, ooh, that might start a fight. Like,
yes.
That is... Devin even kind of stopped like, whoa, what was that? I still just think back to that Tipton girls game a couple of years ago where I watched Myra just flat out get slapped in the mouth and then the whistle wasn't blown, and even Myra looked at the ref like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. 2 minutes to play. Eldon with the ball up by 2. They go to the block to Ahart. Ahart one-on-one, steps through, trying to use the pivot, skips to Hardy, extra pass to Salzman. Head and shoulder fake goes back to Devin. 1:50 to play. New Bloomfield really selling out with the pressure. Oh, and it's a strip. New Bloomfield on the run out. Off the glass, we are knotted up at 57 apiece. What is going on right now?
I'm a tad bit confused.
Something happened the officials did not like. I don't know if it's a delay of game or what the call's going to be. But nonetheless, New Bloomfield going to get a substitution real quick. That was kind of a weird display there. 1:40 to go. It's 57 all. Eldon with the ball, full court pressure by New Bloomfield. It's into Salzman. One-on-one, he crosses over, gets to the middle of the floor, skips it to Hardy. Hardy back to Lincoln. Hands it off to Britton out on the logo. 1:30 to go. Coach Caudell calls the offense. Britton squaring up with his matchup. Devin gets it on the weave. Crossover inside. Dumps Powell, and they're going to call Hardy for an offensive foul. It wasn't much, but apparently it was enough. 1:23 to go. 57-57. New Bloomfield with the ball. Any foul from either team is free throws. Rhett Bayshore checks back into the game. On the floor for Eldon. It's Rhett and Devin. Maverick and Goose. Britton, Cody, and Talon. It works. I'm telling you.
It does. They've got a little bit of resemblance.
We just got to get them some aviators. Full court man, a little token pressure from Eldon. To the corner is New Bloomfield. They slash guys across the middle of the lane looking for the cutter. In there, forcing the tie-up is Talon. A jump ball called. It will favor New Bloomfield.
I like that gamble from Talon. You know, he knew he could get there and get his arms around just the ball. And that's a great heads up.
Well, he saw the player turn his head away from him. Talon is a high IQ player. Inbounding under their own basket are the Wildcats. They go to the corner. Tam there defensively. Player just loses his footing. Ball's poked loose, but it is recovered by New Bloomfield. Crossover to make space. Top of the key out to the right wing. We hit 1 minute to go. 57 all. Powell drives baseline, and his layup hits the bottom of the backboard. Eldon has the ball. Knotted up. 50 seconds to go. Ahart. No foul? He gets bodied. The kid drops. Play on, I guess. Bayshore up to Hull. Eldon resets 45. Coach Caudell with the timeout. He looks at the ref. He says, come on, man. He just trucked my kid and didn't get a whistle. And we're all just going to stand here now. I know a timeout was called. And now we finally take the timeout. This is the weirdest order of operations. Full timeout. We'll take the break. 44 seconds to play. Knotted at 57 apiece. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Since 1882, the Bank of Versailles has been locally owned and operated. Lending decisions are made right here in our community by people who understand real estate in the area. The Bank of Versailles is your local home and farm loan specialist, offering knowledgeable staff and competitive fixed rates that are hard to beat. The Bank of Versailles, building relationships with the people in our local community for 142 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Captain, the seas of the Ozarks are too rough. Me and crew can't secure the screens and railings. She'll never be installed right. She ain't sturdy, Captain. Rest assured, you'll see calmer seas this winter. And have American Sun Control secure powder-coated railings and screens for shade, too. While the lake is calm this winter, let American Sun Control install your dock and deck screens and railings. Come in, call, and look them up online and Facebook. American Sun Control.
57-57, 44 seconds left. The inbounds to Tam. He's pushed under the basket, gets it to Bayshore. Bayshore pulls it back out, 40 to go, gets it to Britton. Eldon going to have a chance to find a way to take the lead. Any foul will be free throws. It's given up to Bayshore. We hit 30 seconds play. Does Eldon think about running this down for the final shot?
I think they are. They're playing a lot of outside the...
I think you're right. It's 23 seconds to go. Ahart on the drive. Nothing there. Sets it back up. We hit 20 seconds. Spin move. Drops it off to Rhett. Rhett with 15 seconds inside out to, and that was exactly it. Coach Caudell had a timeout in his back pocket. He ran a clock running set. They get it down to 15. Now you run your actual offensive set. You make sure one of two things occur. You win this game or you go to overtime.
Absolutely. And I'm wondering if we go back to that play that they were unsuccessful with the other night in this same exact situation.
You can't. That was against a zone. That was against a 2-3. They're running straight man right now, so you can't run in the same set. What I'm thinking is similar. We've seen the backdoor set, that lob to Britton or Cody. I mean, why not put the ball in your playmaker's hands? And above all, you have the height advantage. Put it up where you know New Bloomfield can't go.
Exactly. They, overall, over everyone, they have, what, 3 taller kids? Is it 2 or 3? I think Hines is taller than some of those other boys. Either way, they have the height odds on this side of the court, and especially under their own basket. That's huge.
Well, we'll see what happens. New Bloomfield already out on the court. Eldon still talking things over in the huddle. 15.6 remain. 57-57 in this consolation matchup. We will be back in action Tuesday as we travel with the Versailles Tigers to Warsaw, girls and boys basketball that night. And we will have that for you only on MoSportsZone because Mizzou was on the radio that night. We were just in Warsaw. They got a great setup there. Looking forward to being back there. All right, Eldon will inbounds right in front of the crowd. You got to be smart and get this ball in clean. After that, go to work. Talon oh my. Talon tossed it into Ahart. Ahart just, I think, was thinking ahead. Got it in the front court, stepped into the back court. That's an over and back turnover. So with 15 seconds left, New Bloomfield's going to take over possession. I think Britton was just thinking so much about what he was about to run that he didn't even think about where he caught the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, that hurts, but it's done with now, right? We can't go back, and you have 15 seconds on the clock. You have to focus about playing clean defense. Stopping the ball and or getting the ball back.
I will say everything for New Bloomfield has come at the rim. They have not been much of a outside shooting team. If you're Eldon, you got to put this paint on lock, and if they're going to beat you, you make sure they beat you from the outside.
Absolutely. Do everything in your power to do everything right. Control your controllables, and then everything will work out from there.
Well, Eldon's been fantastic at jumping passing lanes as well. So still a chance that you can sell out on the inbounds and get a steal.
I have a score update from the Versailles boys. It is 35-23. Versailles leads at the half.
Good. That's a nice scoring output in the first half from the Versailles boys.
That's good to hear.
Coach Espy and his squad. It's homecoming night, isn't it?
Yes, court warming. Court warming, yes. Big crowd out there tonight.
Well, Britt, they heard that we took you out of there, so they all showed up.
Oh, okay.
New Bloomfield gets the ball in. 15 seconds left. Is someone going to win this, or are we going to overtime? Powell on the attack. Hardy there defensively. Picks it up top of the key. They run him to the corner. 7 seconds to go. Tries to get inside. Bayshore giving up no room, and a timeout going to be called on the bench. They thought there was going to be a driving lane. Rhett Bayshore said, no, sir, you're not coming in my paint.
Absolutely. Rhett is huge on defense and just made a huge...
I don't know what the discussion was again, but nonetheless, this secondary official is doing a really good job explaining everything afterwards, making sure the coaches know exactly what was called. But so New Bloomfield, 4 seconds left, not a lot of time to get inside. By the way, shout out to my man Craig Allen listening tonight. Craig does coverage of the Osage Indians over on Cool 102.7. Osage having a fantastic season, and we're going to get to see them over at the Eldon tournament coming up in a couple weeks. Honestly, the whole Benny Media family is going to get together basically for 1 week because Craig and Steve and School of the Osage will be there. Denny and the Camdenton Lakers will be there. We'll be there with the Eldon Mustangs and the Versailles Tigers, and I'm going to get to see a lot of good basketball. I'm excited to see our teams there, but I'm not going to lie. I'm excited to see the Eugene Eagles as well. I've heard a lot about this Eugene squad, and I want to see it in person. I mean, mind you, I kind of want to see an upset because our teams are playing them, but I still want to see a lot of good basketball played at the Eldon tournament.
Absolutely. I get Facebook pop-ups in my feed.
Oh, that's what the ref was explaining. Excuse me. They went and put another second on the clock. They were saying the timeout was called with 5 seconds. I will say they said that immediately after the whistle. So, I mean, that was something that I think the ref recognized immediately. So a heads-up job by him to notice that as soon as the whistle's called. And
Caudell taking a timeout.
This is a little chess match here. Caudell wanted to see the set that New Bloomfield came out in and then went ahead and called defense. You see that a lot in football, especially like the NFL. You'll line up for a 2-point conversion or a goal line play, and you'll see the other team call the timeout. No, this is what they were doing on offense. This is how we're going to counter it. So, I mean, 5 seconds, plenty of time to catch one pass, take the shot, catch a couple dribbles, pull up the shot. I mean, Eldon, you got to be smart here. Don't foul, and honestly, you can't gamble.
Absolutely not. Like you said earlier, New Bloomfield's done a really great job of getting inside the paint and scoring off of the glass. I do agree with you. Shut the paint down. Make them, if they're going to take a shot, make them take it from the three-point line, which we haven't seen a lot of three-point. Have we seen any three-point shots from them tonight?
New Bloomfield? I mean, maybe a couple, but not a lot.
So make them play uncomfortable basketball, maybe put up that shot that they're not 100% completely comfortable with, and then take that from there. And I see right now, I believe that's Zach Hall down there. He's trying to get his teammates pumped up, which is obviously huge. You need the momentum and you need the self-discipline in this
what
5
is
seconds.
Eldon going to do here? Do they stay straight, man? It looks like they're going to. Ahart, Tam, Hull, Hardy, and Bayshore. On the inbounds, it's thrown into the corner. Couple dribbles, given off on a weave. Attacking baseline, late to the basket. Tam swats it away. Cody Tam, the eraser on the back end with emphasis. We're going to overtime.
He said absolutely not.
That looked like the game was ending on a layup, and Cody just jumped out of the gym.
I think a volleyball team needs to recruit him. Honestly, that was pure form. I mean, that was just executed wonderfully.
My goodness. All right, 4 quarters wasn't enough. We'll see you in overtime. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Since 1944, Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company, Morgan County's only locally owned lumber yard, has been providing the area with quality building materials needed for its building, remodeling, and repair projects. Because customer care is Carpenter Gunther's #1 goal, your project is always their priority. They take as much pride in your project as you do. Reach them at 378-4433 Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, and 8 to noon on Saturday. Carpenter Gunther, where they put the home in hometown business.
Have you ever gone into panic mode because you reach into your wallet and your debit card is not there? Hi, this is Ryan Pryor from Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles. With the Umbrella app on your mobile phone, you can block your debit card with a quick tap of a button. 5 minutes later, you remember that it's in your pocket. No problem. Just go back in and unblock your card, and now it's business as usual. Ask us how you can enroll. Member FDIC.
A hometown bank, a hometown friend.
As we enter overtime, knotted up at 57 apiece because Cody Tam did his best Dikembe Mutombo impression and sent that one flying. Open and tip-off goes to the Mustangs. Eldon led big early in the third quarter. Things got started for New Bloomfield. They rallied back, took the lead for a bit in the fourth, but we wound up tied at 57 apiece. Hardy at the top of the key. Straight man defense from the Wildcats. Going to the block is Cody. Picks up his dribble, skips it to Bayshore. In the corner, Hardy, 3 for the lead off the back iron. Tam, the offensive board, tipped around over the back. A jump ball going to be called. A good fight by both players, but the jump ball will be called. A possession arrow favors the Wildcats. Staying with that 2-2-1 press are the Mustangs. Hardy up front along with Bayshore. Full court heave to break it down. In the short corner, it's a steal by Tam. Cody Tam's done a little bit of everything tonight.
Absolutely. He's been all over the court in each. I forgot what I was going to say.
Ahart sets the screen. Hull, mid-range jumper off the dribble. Ooh, backboard off the front of the iron. Looked good, but just wouldn't fall. Racing back down the floor is New Bloomfield. They're looking for the post-up inside. Good pass. Offensive foul a little bit, just making space. Doesn't matter. Tam's there for another board. Near turnover. It is a steal by New Bloomfield. Extra pass underneath. A whistle before the shot, though. And they're going to go ahead and say it's a foul on Ahart. His fourth. And that will go ahead and send Jacob Furman, the senior, to the line for 2 free throws. Furman's free throw off the mark to the right side. We stay tied at 57 apiece. 2:57 to play in this overtime period, a part of our Martin Metal broadcast. By the way, you're listening to tonight's broadcast on KTKS for Sales Eldon at the Lake of the Ozarks, 95.1 FM, online, lakeradio.com, streaming at MoSportsZone.com. Second free throw, no good. Eldon not hurt. We're stay tied at 57 apiece.
I'm going to go back to that play just there. Good heads-up play by Cody Tam down there to take the kid and box him out while he saw Britton was open over there, not to just go ahead and go after the ball.
And in the offensive end, you feel like the officials may be trying to tighten things up a little bit as a hand check foul going to be called, and that will send Rep Bayshore to the line. Bayshore a chance for his first points of the game, and they would give Eldon the lead if he could knock down either of these free throws. First is good. It was pure from Rhett, so Eldon regains the lead, 58-57 with 2:48 to play in the overtime period. Second free throw touches every part of the iron and falls through. Eldon regains a 2-point lead, 59-57. Going to that 2-2-1 press, trying to create some havoc.
Here's where that discipline really comes into effect because you do not want to foul here.
They get across half court, line up a wing three. It's off the long iron, won't go. Offensive rebound kept alive by Boson. He'll go to the line for two. Who are they going to get on the reach, though?
I believe it was Talon.
And that's going to go on Ahart. That is his fifth, and he will foul out of this game. So with 2:34 to play, Britton picks up his fifth. And so as he fouls out, I believe Kyle Hines is going to check in for him. And that is the case. Hines will come in for Ahart.
Maybe not something that you absolutely wanted, but, you know, you still have some bigs and some length down there. I think you're okay sitting here in this position right now as long as you can keep your other boys out there disciplined from fouling again.
All right, now the Mustangs got to figure out a way to slow down Boson. He has been the driving force. First free throws off the front iron. I mean, Boson has been borderline unstoppable in the paint tonight.
Absolutely. And honestly, I think it's maybe a muscle mismatch down there. He's able to power through everyone.
His free throws both miss. Long rebound winds up in the hands of Boson. Spins, and he is fouled again. He'll go right back to the line where he just missed two. I mean, that's another foul on Eldon, and
he'll be fouled.
And that fouls Hines out of him. Hines comes in for Ahart, who fouled out, and within 1 second of the clock running, Hines fouls out. So Eldon going to have to make another substitution. This time, coming in is going to be Mason Deerking.
This is really huge. You've had two back-to-back foul outs. You need to stop the ball and just get it in your possession without fouling.
You need to box out and grab a rebound.
That is absolutely true.
So Boson, wide left on the free throw. He might have a weakness. This might be the only weakness in his game I've seen thus far. Second one rattles out. Tam there to clean it up. So Eldon with the ball up by 2:30 to go here in overtime. Ahart and Hines both on the bench, fouled out of this game. How do the Mustangs close? Bayshore gets it to Tam. Tam has been nothing short of excellent in this game. Hull, jab step, spin move to create space, steps back with it. Eldon doesn't mind being a little patient here. Skipping it to Cody. He can just take the elevator up and go get it.
That's impressive.
Hull dribbles to make some spaces. We hit 2 minutes to play. It's picked off, though, and the layup up and good. We're knotted up at 59 apiece. Eldon struggling to find their offense in the half-court set. Hardy ahead. Hesitates, turns, gets inside. Defender bites. He dishes it out to Bayshore. Thought about the three. Steps back with it. Crossover. Bayshore attacks the basket. Hangs in the air. Shot won't go. Deerking, the offensive board. He's fouled. Will shoot two.
I think Deerking is going to be your key right now. He is fired up. He's got the momentum, and he is willing to get down there and make the dirty plays happen.
I knew the way that he high-fived all his teammates when he went to the bench early in this game, he was going to have an impact, and he's having it now. And the biggest part of that play, that's foul number 5 on Trenton Boson. Both teams' biggest player is out of the game right now, at least size-wise. Deerking's first free throw rattles, just about went. Second one, though, could still give the Mustangs the lead with 1:40 to play in this overtime period. We're tied at 59 apiece. Second free throw for Deerking off the back iron won't go. Mustangs have left some points at the line. Trying to get a stop here. 1:36 to play. Anyone's ball game at 59 apiece. Bayshore there defensively, just jumping up and down, flying all over. Where does New Bloomfield go with Boson not in the game? On the attack, long strides, extra steps. Offensive board kept alive and fouled. Eldon wanted to travel before the shot ever went up.
I think Eldon may have wanted that offensive foul because I seen the elbow go out too, which is what they previously called on Eldon, and I can see how that's frustrating.
Coach Caudell is pleading his case right there that, like, hey, man, you whistled us for that. Like, nonetheless, to the free throw line is Furman, and his first free throw is good. Lead regained now by New Bloomfield, 60-59. I think this next possession for Eldon, Cody Tam has to have the ball in his hands at some point.
Absolutely.
Second free throw up and good as well. It's 61-59. Mustangs need a bucket here. Full court pressure. Hardy a little trouble getting it in. He gets it to Bayshore. Oh, before that, though, a timeout called by the Eldon bench. It's a full. We'll take the break. Eldon trails by 2 with 1:19 to go in overtime. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
The Morgan County Health Center in Versailles reminds you can help your child have a healthy future. Encourage them to get 1 hour or more of physical activity every day and limit screen time to 2 hours at most. Time spent in front of a screen watching TV or playing video games means less time being active. Make sure they get 3 servings of low or no-fat milk or yogurt every day, 4 servings of water, not sugary drinks, and 5 servings or more of fruit and vegetables. Healthy habits lead to a healthy future. A message from the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles.
61-59 with 1:19 to go in overtime. On the bench for the Mustangs, Brittany Hart and Kyle Hines have fouled out of this game. In the same breath, though, for New Bloomfield, the biggest scorer for them has absolutely been Trenton Boson, and he is now on the bench as well. Mustangs with the ball, could knot it up here. I would love to see Cody Tam get a touch in this one. Tam, 19 points in this game, the game-saving block at the end of regulation. He's probably got 7 or 8 boards to go with it, couple steals. I mean, Cody's done everything. Hardy, the trigger man on the inbounds. Set a screen to free up Hull. Dangerous pass, but he's able to save it. Hull jab step, able to break the press down the middle of the floor. Any fouls by either team are free throws. 1:10 to play. Hull crossover to make space. Goes high post to Tam. Tam gives it to Hull. Little run off. Hull spin move to the basket. And a blocking foul going to be called on New Bloomfield. Talon's going to shoot 2. Coach Caudell telling his squad, no timeouts, guys. No timeouts. Be smart here.
This is really where that player and coach trust comes into effect. And, Caudell trusts his boys. I know he does. To take this game and just do what they can do to win it.
Talon's first free throw is up in good. It's a 1-point game, 61-60. He could tie it here with a make with 1:05 to play. They don't have it posted on the scoreboard we can see. I don't know if New Bloomfield has any timeouts left either. Second free throw for Talon. Didn't even think about touching the iron. It's money. We're knotted up at 61 apiece. 1 minute to go in overtime. One of these teams going to mess around and win this thing. Drive to the basket. Travel. Gotta be. The official agrees. Turnover forced by the Mustangs. Red Bayshore
is fired up.
He is flexing right now, man. That dude is living his best life.
And he's living his best life just running around.
I love watching that kid play. I swear, Rhett is something else. On the inbound, Hardy needs help. Near 5 second, able to get it into Talon. A foul going to be called against New Bloomfield, 90 feet away from the rim, and Talon's going to go right back to the line. They just swiped trying to steal it, caught Talon in the mouth. Easy call for the officials. That also, I believe, is going to foul out Wyatt Jordan. It does. So Wyatt Jordan going to go to the bench. That's 2 New Bloomfield players, 2 Eldon Mustang players on the bench. JT Powell checks back into the game. But Talon's got a chance to give the Mustangs the lead with 53 seconds left. First free throw off the iron. You only need 1 to get the lead here. Second one's good. Mustangs regain the lead by 1 point here in the overtime period. 62-61, 50 seconds to play. Can Eldon get a stop?
Oh, okay.
Timeout called by the New Bloomfield bench with 49 seconds to play. It's a 30. We'll hold it here. Eldon wants to play good defense, but you can't foul right now because you give up free throws. Both teams without 2 of their best players right now. I mean, this has become a coach clinic. Honestly, I think that timeout helps Eldon in a way. Eldon didn't have any left, and we know Coach Caudell is a mastermind in these situations of drawing up a defensive set. He's probably telling them, if we get a stop, this is what I want offensively as well.
Absolutely. You want to get as much information in these timeouts as you can, especially knowing that you don't have any timeouts to, say, stop the game in those high-pressure moments to get your boys reconnected. You want to tell them everything that you need them to know in order to win the game. And like you said, it is a coaching clinic. I think right now it has come down to who can outcoach the other.
Right now on the floor for the Mustangs, Red Bayshore, Devin Hardy, Talon Hole, Mason Deerking, and Cody Tam. 62 to 61. Yeah, I guess if you move the mic while you talk, it doesn't work well. Eldon by 1, 49 seconds to play. New Bloomfield gets it into the corner. Thought about the three. They go to the low block. Tam there defensively. A lot of spinning. Tam blocks the shot. A whistle. Oh, my. That looked clean. And I love, once again, Coach Caudell looking at Cody going, calm down, buddy. Calm down.
That's huge. Oh, wrong 24. Okay. I was going to say there's 24 up there, and it said 5 fouls. I was going to say that's huge.
To the free throw line, Andrew Fouch. He could take the lead with 2 made free throws here. I thought Cody was straight up. I really did.
It looked clean from up here.
First free throw won't go. Worst case scenario, they're tied. Like I said, Cody still can't believe it. He had both arms straight up in the air, straight body position, didn't bring him down. Coach Caudell calling out an offensive set no matter what. If Mustangs have to box out, though, offensive boards have been a problem tonight.
Yes.
Second free throw to tie it up for Fouch. Halfway down, came back out. Hardy's got the board. Mustangs by 1 with the ball. 40 seconds to play. You got to break the press and then see if you can run some clock. They do break the press. It's given back to Talon with 33 to go. When does New Bloomfield foul? Talon's the guy you don't mind getting fouled. Over to Tam. Tam steps into the corner, goes right back to Talon. We're at 25 seconds left. They're all over Talon, and they finally decide to foul.
I was going to say right now, if I'm Coach Caudell, I'm telling my boys, make them foul you. Don't go in there trying to necessarily score the bucket. I mean, you're up right now. I know it's by 1. Make them make the mistake.
Talon Hull started this game with 7 points in the first. He got the offense going. Talon has a chance to close this game for the Mustangs. First free throw rattles down, pushes it to a 2-point game. He could make it a 3-point lead with 24 seconds to go with a made free throw here. Coach Caudell just calling out more and more. That man, he eats, sleeps, and breathes basketball. Second free throw is butter from Hull. It's a 3-point Mustangs lead, 64-61. New Bloomfield with 20 seconds left, racing into the front court. Forcing the shot up, won't go. Long rebound hauled in by New Bloomfield. On the wing, a timeout called by New Bloomfield. That's got to be their last at this point, I would think.
I'm not sure. I can't even. Is there 2 scoreboards in here?
I got to think that New Bloomfield is going to have to draw something up to try to get a 3 here. And we talked earlier in the game, they have not been a 3-point shooting team. So this puts them kind of up against the 8 ball.
Absolutely. It's either a 3-point shot or they're going to drive to the basket in hopes that they get an and 1 maybe and a 3-point opportunity.
Meanwhile, Coach Caudell saying, hey, take away the 3-point line. Don't foul them on the 2-point line. If they do get a make, especially if it's a 2, you're going to get fouled. So be strong with the ball. Make your free throws. We'll hop on the bus, sing Kumbaya, and leave here with a win.
Absolutely. You know, you're focused on your players right now and just making sure that they keep their collection and keep their calm down there and they don't panic in these high-stress situations. And being able to keep your composure like that as a coach also affects your players, too.
And I'm looking up here on the wall of this conference. New Bloomfield, a part of this conference. It's a tough one. Eugene, Fayette, Harrisburg, Lynn, these New Bloomfield Wildcats, Russellville that we know is good, South Callaway that we know is good, and of course those Tipton Cardinals. This is a solid conference.
It is. That would be some pretty good games to watch.
The Central State 8 Conference. It's its first year in existence.
Oh, was that the? Okay, that's the new conference that they did last year.
It is. Okay. Yes, it is. All right, New Bloomfield inbounds under their own basket. Eldon leads 64-61. It is overtime. Can the Mustangs get a stop? Inbounds to the corner. Hold there defensively. Steps out, top of the key. 3 fired from New Bloomfield. Banked in. Banked in. 8 seconds to go. Can the Mustangs get a shot up? 64-piece Hardy races into the front court. Passes to Deer King underneath. Lays it in for the win. Lays it in. Deer King wins it at the buzzer for the Mustangs. Mason being swarmed by his teammates. Britt, you called it earlier.
I called it earlier. Deer King was going to be your key player.
And boy, was he. The biggest bucket of the night goes to Mason Deer King, and he's the most popular man in a Mustangs uniform right now.
That is crazy, and I'm so happy for them. They have worked so hard, and that has to be so rewarding for both the players and the coach.
Give love to Devin Hardy, too. He pushed it up the floor, found Deer King underneath. Eldon survives in overtime at the buzzer. Mason Deer King walks it off. Your post-game show's coming up. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
A full-service graphics company, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising does it all, from screen printing, offset printing, and promotional advertising to custom-built trophies and awards. It's where they do it the right way. Check out their Facebook page for their monthly special, and don't forget they offer online stores for all your group and activities needs. Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, across from the Family Center on Highway 52 East in Versailles. Call 573-378-5775.
Since 1844, Kidwell Garber Funeral Home has been a part of Versailles. They've seen the community grow. They've seen the community change. But one thing remains the same. Nothing's more important than our schools. Kidwell Garber would like to take this time to salute everyone involved in keeping Versailles schools a source of pride for the community, and to the students who always strive to do their best, whether in sports or academically. You are the future. From Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Lori.
Veracruz Mexican Restaurant invites you to join them for a casual lunch or a nice family dinner out with delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine. Veracruz has a great selection of burritos, tacos, seafood, enchiladas, salads, and more, all prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Grab dinner tonight from one of their 3 locations: Veracruz on South Highway 5 in Versailles, Veracruz Jr. on Highway 52 in Stover, or on Highway 65 in Lincoln. Veracruz Mexican Restaurant, a proud sponsor of local athletes.
Take your softball and baseball skills to the next level. The Shed is Eldon's own indoor hitting facility that features 2 full cages with screens, tees, and pitching lanes. You'll love their top-of-the-line pitching machine that throws a variety of speeds with precise locations to perfect your swing. The Shed also has a workout facility. You can add it to your cage rental or just purchase as a regular membership. Open Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8. Look for the big white building across from Gerb's in Eldon. Book times now on Facebook at The Shed LLC. See you at The Shed.
Are you looking for a rewarding career that includes tons of perks? Stop in today at your Jefferson City or Osage Beach Hy-Vee and see the difference. They're offering extremely competitive pay, plus benefits include medical, dental, and life insurance backed by a 401k plan and bonuses. Find yourself in a career with Hy-Vee. Stop in today at your Jefferson City or Osage Beach Hy-Vee or visit high-v.com for employment opportunities.
Back with the Bank of Versailles post-game show, joined now by Coach Nathaniel Caudell and the most popular man in a Mustangs uniform tonight, Mr. Deer King. Coach, I'll get to you in a second. First, I got to talk to you. How does it feel to win that thing at the buzzer?
Oh, that feels amazing. You know, having a wide open layup right there at the ending, a huge overtime win. You know, it's just a thrill to feel that. You know, my voice is a little raspy right now because, you know, we've been cheering on the bench on the sideline. I mean, it just feels great. Like, there's no other way to describe it.
Coach, I know that throughout the season, you guys have been on the other end of a couple of these. How nice was it? What was it like in that overtime period? Seeing your boys pull it, especially you didn't have timeouts left that last minute. And they still executed. I mean, what are you feeling right now?
I'm really just extremely proud. Extremely proud of the way that, you know, obviously the way that they executed at the end. You know, we worked a lot on execution yesterday after our tough loss, Wednesday. So to see them come and work on that and execute that in a couple of different key areas in this game was really big. But really, I'm just proud of the effort, and I'm proud of the mental toughness that they showed. You know, we had some things that weren't going our way, and we put our head down for a little bit, and we really did. Allowed ourselves to get in a hole that we shouldn't have been in, but to see them to continue to grit and to continue to fight. And when things didn't go, again, in the overtime, things didn't go our way, right? Two key guys foul out, 2 starters foul out, and then we got Mason Deerking here that comes in right off the bench. Again, all the confidence in the world to go up with that, and to see him do it is just extremely proud.
Mason, when you guys are running that fast break, you've got a couple speedy guards out there, and Devin Hardy, Rhett Bayshore, that just fly all over the place. When you're moving away from the ball, you just keep that head on a swivel, no passes coming, or is that a design thing on the fast break? Hey, Mason, get underneath the rim and they'll find you.
Oh, that was just like a in the play moment. You know, I see Devin Hardy coming down the court, and I see no one around me. And I'm thinking, well, I'm wide open. I'm ready for this layup. And Devin Hardy doing his thing, hits me for it, and I basically just get to live everyone's dream, hitting a game winner.
Now, you come off the bench, kind of 6-man action here. When the foul happens when Britton fouls out of the game and you check in. Is that something, I mean, you're just fired up on the bench, ready to go? Because early in the game, I got to tell you, we saw you come out of the game and you ran the fastest hand slap I've ever seen a man do. Do you ever lose that energy, or is that constant even when you're not on the court?
I'm a huge energy guy. I love having energy. It's a big thing, especially for us. Coach tells us we got to keep a positive energy and a big energy going on, and I like to take that to heart and keep it as positive as possible.
For sure. He does that for sure.
Now, Coach, I know we were talking during the broadcast. If people haven't seen Eldon play, I don't think they understand what exactly is going on in your team and on that sideline. You guys have not only just energy, but it almost seems like a little family over there, that when somebody makes a defensive stop, I swear you guys get more hype than you do off of a big shot. Is it just the defense intensity is what you want your identity to be, or what's the vibe over there?
I think that's part of it, but the biggest part is just these guys, right? They're really close together off the court, which is awesome to see. They're really great kids, and they really care about one another. And so, obviously here with defense, there's no doubt that we preach a lot more defense because we can control that a lot more, right? Shots sometimes go in and out. You take good ones and sometimes they go in. The best shooters, are going to miss half of them at least. And so, but defense effort, we can control that every time. And so, seeing our guys take that to heart, and like I said, we got down for a little bit, but we got back to us, right, and doing those things whenever it mattered most. And so to see them come back and do that was, again, just extremely proud of them.
Coach, by the way, while we're giving love to players, of course, Mason closes the deal with a big bucket. But at the end of regulation, it looked like New Bloomfield was going to have a shot. And here comes Cody Tam flying through the air. Not only 21 points on the evening, but the biggest block of the night. Just talk about Cody a little bit, what he gave you this evening.
Just extremely. I mean, obviously the points. He's a gifted scorer. He's really come into his own with the last couple of games with that. But the defense is what, again, I'm extremely proud of. I got onto him at the end of the half because they almost got an offensive rebound and tip in because he got caught watching, didn't get over on his help and didn't go get a block out. Well, there at the end of regulation, he made sure he got on his help and met it at the rim. Great block. And so again, just seeing us get those things and get over the hump is really huge. And it feels like you said, hats off to New Bloomfield. They played incredibly hard. It would have been easy. I think we had a 14-point lead in the third quarter at one point. It would have been easy for them to roll over and kind of let things die, but they stayed with it the whole time. They're doing some really good things, and I was just really proud of us, to see us continue to fight back after giving up a big run like that and to come back and ultimately get the job done. Was really proud of those guys, and it's something to build on for sure.
Now, Mason, Coach is a professional on the headset. He knows how to say things in coach lingo and all that. He's great at it. So I'm going to ask you as a player, what did you guys take away from this tournament, and how do you feel at this point in the season, going ahead not only with the conference schedule coming up, but with the Eldon tournament coming up? How do you feel about the team and where you're at right now?
As a team, we might not always take things as serious, like especially if we have a easy team coming up, we might not play our hardest, but one thing I definitely think we've taken from this term as a whole is not take everything as granted, not to force things, not to rush, make smart decisions, sometimes take the time to slow things down. That's definitely a huge takeaway.
All things that are going to help you going forward. The not taking things too serious. You can see a nice mix of that. When you guys need to lock in, you can lock in, but there's some fun going on there at the same time. Coach, what do you guys have coming up next week?
We play Centralia next week at home. That would be they're playing pretty well right now. That would be a really good test for us. But again, we got some momentum now going into that, seeing what we can do to take the next step forward and continue to play hard and continue to play with this energy like we were kind of talking about. And again, trying to eliminate the letdowns, right? Trying to eliminate, again, we can't control some things, can't control calls, can't control that stuff, but not letting ourselves, be affected by that and controlling our response, we can do. And so I'd like to see us continue to grow in that and build off that. And then after that, like you said, you've talked about the Eldon tournament the next week. That thing's stacked. It is stacked. It's going to be a lot of fun. I would argue that it's arguably the best tournament in Mid-Missouri, just with everybody who we have. And they're all local teams. And so, you take Eugene, Smith Cotton, Tatum is the 3 seed, which I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
But then you got Osage who's playing so well, and they're the 4. Osage and Boonville both playing really well, and they're in the 4 and the 5. So it's going to be a really stacked tournament. We're excited for those challenges that are coming up, and again, we're just excited for the opportunities to continue to grow.
Mason, did you just hear the same thing I heard? The coach saying it'd be really cool when you guys go in as the 7th seed and win this stacked Elks tournament.
Yeah, 100%.
I love it. Congratulations, guys, on a big win. Mason, heck of a shot. I know we're going to be playing that for days to come, and we will see you guys very soon.
Thank you guys so much for everything.
Thank you, guys. Right, thank you, guys. That is Mason Deerking with a buzzer beater tonight to walk it off here in South Callaway. And, of course, Coach Caudell, big win for the Mustangs. We look forward to seeing them very soon. We'll get Britt suited back up shortly. Eldon leaving with a trophy tonight. Eldon leaving with momentum tonight. And Eldon leaving with a win tonight. I mean, I just don't know that there was a bigger moment in the season than what we witnessed tonight, Britt. I think to date, I could make the argument this was the biggest game for the Mustangs.
Oh, absolutely. And it may not even be like the biggest games.
Just put it up there.
Okay, there you go. The biggest game maybe in their stat columns. I think it's the biggest game for them mentally and as a team. Tonight, they dug deep together. They played together. That last play made by Deer King would have never happened from the inbound pass to Hardy. Hardy busting his butt across court to get that pass over here. And even Deer King coming all the way down the court. I mean, I called him Lightning McQueen. I meant it.
I should have told him that in the postgame. Let's recap the scoring real quick. For Eldon, it was 4 from Kyle Hines, 4 from Mason Deer King, 1 bucket a little bit bigger than the other, 2 from Rhett Bayshore, 17 from Britton Ahart, 4 from Devin Hardy, 14 from Talon Hole. Leading the way, though, Cody Tam, 21 points and a volleyball slap that wound up keeping them in this game at the end of regulation. I mean, it was 7 scores for the Mustangs, 3 in double digits. And like I said, to push it down the floor the way they did with 2 of your best players on the bench and win this one, Eldon, I said it before and I'll say it again. Eldon is a team you do not want to see. If you look at them and go, well, that's a 3-win team, what are we going to worry about? You're going to have a problem.
Absolutely. If you underestimate Eldon, they'll take you to town every time.
Yeah, it's a well-coached team, well-executed team, and they really get after it. Britt, any final thoughts before we put a wrap on this game?
Just a huge congratulations to Eldon, because I know they came off some heartbreakers. I mean, we saw those heartbreakers, and they came off of them, but they kept their heads held high, and they came back in with a fight, and that fight got them another win tonight.
It absolutely did. We'll see the Mustangs very soon. I'll have to check the schedule. I'm not sure if we see them before the Eldon tournament or not, but then, of course, we get the 96 Eldon tournament underway. Coach Caudell set it up here, and he's absolutely right. Loaded field. One of the most talented tournaments in all of mid-Missouri right now, but here's the thing. Those are the tournaments you win, and you get everybody looking, and Eldon's got the exact same chance as everybody else in that tournament. But a special thanks to Jamian back at the studio. Mark hanging out with her tonight. I've got Britt on the camera, on the mic, on whatever we need. She seems to do it. And, of course, good luck to my boy Ryan down at the Tournament of Champions tonight doing his thing. We'll listen to him a little bit on the way home. I'm Colton. This has been another presentation of KS-95 Sports.